Tonight on DFF News LA, we're taking a look at what's happening across Los Angeles. From Hollywood Boulevard to Beverly Hills to Venice Beach, people all over the city have something to say. And trust me, some of these interviews get pretty wild. Yo, how's life out here in LA these days?
Man, city don't care. We just surviving day by day.
So how do you guys get by? What do you do for money?
Whatever you got to do. Scrap metal, little side missions, you know.
Wait, why you guys got all these empty lighters and gas tanks?
Ah, man, city be paying us to go start fires and all kind of crazy stuff.
Yikes. Let's keep it pushing. Hey guys, what's in the welcome packages?
Yes, my friend, this is very good. Karen Bash, she helped us with everything. You get the Visa card, the food card, apartment, family, everything. I mean,
so all this came in the package?
Ballot, money card, papers for the school, rent help. If we need something, they help us.
America.
Oh my. They looked friendly.
All right, y'all, welcome to my crib. Venice Beach Penthouse Edition, baby. Now let me show you why I'm voting for Karen Bash. Open floor plan, natural airflow, rats keep the place lively. City gave us free drug kits too. That's hospitality right there. Best part? I seen a dude sword fight in a parking lot last Tuesday. Nobody said nothing. We got emotional support raccoons, coyotes, unleashed pit bulls, and we can beat them too.
Man, if only we could have someone else elected as mayor. Hey, quick question. Who are you thinking about voting for this election?
Hey, my bag.
Wait, before you go. Who are you voting for? Karen Bass, what you think? Got your bag back. Y'all saw that, right?
Y'all saw that,
Let's
right?
keep it pushing.
I heard that squatters were living in this vacant home in the suburbs, so I decided to go inside and see for myself. Wow. I'm just curious because, like, I've never really met squatters before. Yo, how long have you guys been living here?
About 8 months now.
8 months? How do you afford food and all this stuff?
Government help, baby.
And whatever we find.
So who are you guys voting for this year?
Karen Bass.
And cops
Karen
don't give you
Bass.
problems?
Vote for Karen Bass.
We own this
They
house
wanna
now.
do.
Get out of here. Can we get someone else elected to clean this up? So why are you voting for her?
I'm voting for Karen Bass because she gives us these free drug kits.
Anything else?
She lets us be free from the police, and she even allows a little animal abuse. And hey, the rats around here make for a decent dinner.
Sheesh.
My name is James. I'm voting for Karen Bass because she's the one that's going to help us out. She's the one that's going to give us free drug kits. She's the one that's going to give us freedom from the police. So that's why I'm voting for Karen Bass. She's the one for me.
There's some great
Only in
commercials,
LA.
right? Only in LA. Stay tuned. Vote for Pratt. That's
Tonight
right.
on DF.
That's right. Vote for Pratt. What's up, everybody? How's it going tonight? Sorry, I was a little late starting because it was a little early start kind of state, so I wasn't really 100% prepared. My apologies, but I'm getting there right now. I want to thank everybody who came over from Rob Gavea. It's awesome to have you all here. We're going to go over some new stuff. I tried to move the new stuff that Robert talked about to a little later in the show, so that way we don't double up. You don't hear too much of the same stuff right away. So we got some different stories to talk about. But I want to thank everybody who's here. Please check it out. If you like it, hit the like button. If you really like it, maybe subscribe to the channel. Stick around, come back. I do these shows pretty much every night, talking about news, politics, stuff like that. My name's Jim, and I'm going to tell you. The way the show works, it goes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, unless we hit the goal. And the goal is $100 across all platforms and all channels, super chats, Rumble rants, gifted memberships, Cash App, PayPal, Coffee, Ko-Fi, super tips, also locals coins, and Kick and Twitch memberships. When we hit 100, I add it all up. When we hit 100, I add an extra hour for each additional 100 that comes in. We add an additional hour to the show. So the show could be 2 hours, 4 hours, however long you guys want it to be. It's up to you. And then when we hit 50, we activate Bellavision for the evening. That's when we hit 50. Let me see if I can fix her camera there so you can see what you're missing out on if you don't stick around. There she is. There she is. You can see she does all types of tricks and stuff. And that's when we hit 50. But if somebody is an individual person gives $25 or greater, we automatically activate Bellavision for the evening with that. Let's do this. That's right. We can hit that like button. That helps too. What's up, Happy Florida Girl? CF Rob's here. The Finch is here. Mama Pillow's here. Jonathan Marcus is here. What's up? Lady Bama. Muffin Rando, awesome to have you here. Thanks for being here. Natalie Ray, hey, what's up? Forgot to show up for his raid. No, I'm here. It took me a second to start. What's up? How you doing, everybody? None of your business is here. Brenda's here. What's up, Brenda? Yeah, so we're going to get rolling right now and knock it out. Let's do this. First news story of the evening. What do you say? Yeah, raid. Yeah. He please like this live stream so YouTube algorithm shares it with like-minded individuals. Just that would really help. It really would. But yeah, so let's go. So CMS. Why is it so hot in here? Oof, I'm sweating. CMS releases Medicaid work requirement guidelines for the states. And enrollees need 80 hours per month of work, education, job training, and community service as a condition of eligibility. Sleep, Bella, sleep. Good girl. Yes, she does. She sleeps. She's a good girl. Centers for Medicaid announced Monday implementation of the new work requirements. Dr. Oz released an interim final rule with a comment period that requires certain adults aged 19 to 64 to complete 80 hours of work per month, education, job training, or job training. So what's the deal with Pulte? He was named acting DNI. We'll get to that. We'll get to that story. I got that story. We'll talk about it. The rule issued under the Work and Families Tax Cut Bill establishes a uniform national framework for states to verify compliance, grant exemptions, and report the data. States must implement the work requirement by January 1st, 2027. Shit, something just went wrong. Sorry, 1 second. All right, hold on. The agency is providing $200 million in grants and private sector technical assistance to help states modernize eligibility systems. Okay, didn't mean it. Miss it. No, we'll get to it. Yeah, this is the first story. The guidance spells out who must comply, how states will check the eligibility at least every 6 months or at renewal, and who is exempt. Exemptions include pregnant or postpartum women, those who are disabled or medically frail, American Indian, Alaska Native enrollees, parents or caregivers of young children. So if you're an American Indian or an Alaska Native, you don't have to work. You just get Medicaid. Is that right? That sounds kind of like, what? Why are they special? I mean, seriously, why are they special? They just get Medicaid? And then parents of or caregivers of young children defined as those 14 or under. So anybody that has kids under 14 doesn't have to work. I'm an American Indian. I work my ass off. Yeah, I know. So, or people with disabilities and those already meeting similar rules through the SNAP or TANF program, which is the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. Enrollees must provide documentation to verify medical claims. Currently, enrollees can self-attest until 2028. CMS plans real-time verification using electronic data and medical claims. Casino Americans. Yeah, why did the Casino Americans get free Medicaid? You mean I could be a slob? What the fuck? A Casino American. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know. I thought that's why they got all the casinos and all this stuff was because I thought they had like, I don't know. I thought they had like healthcare facilities on their reservation. Like they had like clinics that they went to for free that were paid for. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I smoke too much peace pipe. This rule helps Americans build skills and independence through work, education, and job training. Kind of does. A new Health and Human Services study projects that the requirements could lift as many as 2.9 million people out of poverty, and certain factors such as employment availability. Could be. What's this? Oof. The interim rules carries changes Congress made last year in the Working Families Tax Cuts legislation, which directed CMS to create nationwide studies for work requirements while allowing flexibility for states. They are trying to scare people, saying that cancer patients or the elderly will lose benefits. My son is 100% disabled. It's not effective. No, it's not affecting any. It said the frail, the old. It said anybody who has kids under 14. I had a job when I was 12, so I don't know what these people are doing. Officials coordinated extensively with states on the eligibility determinations, verification process, and beneficiary communications to reduce administrative burdens. Nebraska has already implemented the requirements. Governor Jim Pillen notified CMS that the state would require Medicaid expansion enrollees to meet the work requirement or community engagement standards starting May 1st, 2026. The state will be ready to move forward with the work requirement well before the federally mandated start of January 1st, 2027. Hey, what's up, Ken Krause? How you doing? I get a casino check, so Casino American is accurate. Oof. Some are great, some are still really poor. States must verify compliance at least every 6 months through some, such as Indiana and New Hampshire, has planned quarterly checks. We are serious about consequences of dishonesty and self-attestation. We'll be speaking with different enforcement bodies to make sure folks know that it's not a joke. Work requirement for Medicaid have been debated for years as part of a broader efforts to encourage self-sufficiency and protect resources for the most vulnerable. We hope by guiding able-bodied individuals in this initiative, we aim to support their path to independence. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh. I don't know. My sight, it's like everything is going blurry on me. And supported by employer-sponsored health plans that would free up critical space in the program for our most vulnerable population to receive the care they deserve. Critics included Representative Frank Pallone said he's worried about paperwork becoming a barrier. Paperwork. Did they have to fill out paperwork to get the benefits, though? People are already struggling to get by with prices and everyday expenses skyrocketing. And now millions of Americans will lose health care, not because they're not working, but simply because they got buried in paperwork. Come on. Really? You're going to try that one? Really? The Congressional Budget Office projected last year that 4.8 million able-bodied adults would lose Medicaid coverage by 2034 for failing to meet new work requirements. I'm supporting Glenn, Jim to the end. What does that mean? Right now, super heavy 12-inch block, they're no joke, 60 to 70 pounds a piece. I know it's the solid blocks. Have you ever seen those solid ones where they don't have any they used a solid block type of thing in the Lurie Cancer Research Center when they were building these places where they did testing on I call it animal. They did animal testing. They had monkey cages and all this stuff, and it was a terrible place being built. It was protested all the time. But anyway, they had these like solid. They were like solid that you had to like drill through and do stuff. They were like they didn't have, they weren't like the masonry block with the holes cut in them. They were solid, just solid squares. Hey, what's up, American Jane? Great to see you. Congressional Budget Office projected last June that 4.8 million. Okay, we saw that. All right. The Hill just says Trump issues final rule. So they're always trying to link it to Trump. Yeah, not solid, but these are ground face 12 with a 4-inch attachment on the front. They're super heavy. Yeah. Glenn and King to the end. Okay. I voted for this. Yeah, me too. So this only affects people between the ages of 19 and 64. So anybody that's retired over 65, it doesn't affect. So they can't say they're pushing grandma over the cliff or anything like that. What is this? What is this?
Political commentators think having people on.
Okay, that was not what I wanted. Rubio faces Congress. All right, we're not going to watch this either. Whatever. All right. All right. And here we go. Next story. We're going to keep moving on. We throw a solid 8-inch block at our union picnic. Whoever throws it first gets the prize. They're 55 pounds. Yeah, these, I don't know what these were. I believe these were like, they were made like the material was kind of soft, and I think it was supposed to be because I think they were completely fireproof or something like that, and they were like because they were, man, damn it, what am I thinking of here? Like they were it was weird, like what they used. It was like a very weird block type of thing, like, but they were completely solid with no holes in them. But they were easy, like you could scratch them pretty easy. I don't know. Pumice, maybe. Yeah, I think pumice. I think they were pumice. Yeah, pumice. Yeah, they had like the holes in them. Yeah, pumice. Leftists melt down as President Trump reveals his bold pick to replace Tulsi Gabbard at DNI. The left won't like whoever he picks. Yeah. Dems have one plan, orange band bad. It's all they have, no ideas. Yeah, that's what they got. Donald Trump revealed who will replace Tulsi Gabbard at the DNI, and the left is extremely unhappy. He announced that Bill Pulte, the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency and chairman of Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, will also serve as acting director of the DNI. Hey, what's up, Dan? Thanks for being here. Karen, oh, good to see you too. Martine, what's up? Awesome to see you. Same with American Jane. Glenn Croy, good to see you. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Dan's here too. What's up? I don't know, my brain. You saw hemp block at a demonstration one time, super lightweight, never seen him on a job. Just fake ass political theater? Probably, definitely. So Trump announced that he will be acting DNI, and he says, I'm appointing the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency and chairman of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Bill Pulte, to serve as acting director of the DNI. Yeah. Bill has experience managing the most sensitive matters in America, safety and soundness of the markets, and over $10 trillion at Fannie and Freddie. During this period, he will remain director of the FHFA and chairman of Freddie and Fannie. Congratulations to Bill. Trump also said Pulte will remain at that job. Now, what matters, because what makes this pick stunning is that Pulte has no experience in national intelligence, either in the private or government sectors. Well, what makes this stunning is because this is the guy who was coming up with all the cases against all the Democrats for, defrauding, mortgage fraud and stuff. So this guy knows how to look for crimes. Chuck Scummer says, Pulte's a partisan thug with no experience. He's another unqualified Trump appointee that will make our country less safe. And you won't hear a word from Republicans who claim to care about national security. David Axelrod said, this has to be a joke. If not, it's a scandal. Oh, really? Krasenstein says, hi, my name's Little Brian, and I'm a midget. But besides that, he says that Pulte has no background in national security. No more deadbeats. Enough is enough. Here's Adam, the pencil neck shift, says, at a time when the U.S. is at war and threats. Wait, we're at war? I thought the Democrats said I thought the Congress can only declare war. So Congress declared war? Did they not tell me? Did I miss that? We need a national security who's knowledgeable and experienced. Pulte is none of these things. Yeah, so they're all just complaining and crying about it. Bill Pulte, as a Gateway pundit reported, Gabbard announced last month that she would be resigning. She's stepping down to be with her husband as he battles an extremely rare form of bone cancer. Warms my heart to know that the Democrats really care about Americans staying safe. Yeah. She's stepping down to be with her husband, yes. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, so that's that. Let's see what this is here. Same thing. Let's see. This is just going to be probably about Tulsi, probably. So we'll let it play, though, because I like Tulsi.
On to this breaking news now. Fox News has just learned Tulsi Gabbard is resigning from her post as Director of National Intelligence. All right, let's get right to David Spunt. He's got the news for us. David?
Well, Sandra, we are told that Tulsi Gabbard is resigning effective June 30th because of her husband's recent diagnosis of an aggressive form of bone cancer. Our thoughts, of course, are with Ms. Gabbard and her family, Director Gabbard and her husband, Abraham. She said that Abraham has been her rock since they've been married, and she submitted her resignation letter to the president and two members of the senior staff, announcing that her last day would be June 30th because of this diagnosis of her husband's bone cancer. Unfortunately, this is something that Gabbard says that she cannot continue to manage doing two jobs at that time. So she will continue serving in the role of the Director of National Intelligence, overseeing the CIA, National Security Council, other agencies, but will leave June 30th because of this tragic news of her husband's bone cancer diagnosis. Sandra and John, as she helps him fight that over the coming months.
All right, David, so you're just learning these details now. Have we seen any sort of public statement from the White House on this yet?
I have not seen any public statement from the White House yet. We are just reading this story from Brooke Singman, our colleague in Fox Digital. She said that Brooke reports that Gabbard notified President Trump during a meeting in the Oval Office on Friday. Her last day is expected, as I said, that's going to be June 30th. She said, quote, "At this time, I must step away from public service to be by his side and fully support him through this battle." So, no, we don't have any immediate reaction from the White House. I suspect that they wanted to let her make this announcement first. Then perhaps we'll get something from President Trump or somebody from the White House to comment on this. But apparently she just let the president know this just hours ago in the Oval Office before he heads to New York to make a speech this afternoon.
Got it. All right, David Spunt with the details on that for us. David, thank you. John?
Sandra, let's go to former Pentagon official Brent Sadler for more on this and the conflict in Iran. Your reaction to the fact that Tulsi Gabbard is going to be stepping down in a month and just a little bit because of this diagnosis that her husband Abraham has this rare form of bone cancer. I mean, our prayers are with him, obviously.
This is old. This is just a video on it. So I don't know. It's old.
No, absolutely.
But yeah, so this is just about this. So Trump announced Tuesday he's appointing Bill Pulte. This guy looks kind of young, doesn't he? Pulte said he'll remain. Trump said Pulte will remain. All right, congratulations to Pulte. All right, so that's that story. He's going to be the. It says, let's see what this says. Trump picks Bill Pulte, who once squared off with another cabinet member as national intel boss. Tulsi did an amazing job. She should be replaced by someone who's experienced DNI weaponization like she did. Yeah, that would be nice. Like, I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people, like, I always liked Mike Flynn, but I don't know. A lot of people don't like General Flynn. But I think he was, wasn't he the DNI before, or was he a national security advisor? I don't know. Our team needs to support ideology. Yeah. So, yeah. So basically, so that's what he's going to do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about the guy to know if he's only 38. He made headlines for using his post to go after President Trump, the people who broke the law, like Letitia James, Adam Schiff, and Eric Swalwell, and Lisa D. Crook for mortgage fraud. The housing boss also ran afoul of Scott Bessent, who threatened Pulte that he would punch you in his face to pass after word got back to Bessent that Pulte had trash talked him to the president. Oh, wow. So they went at it. Wow. So Bessent threatened to punch him, huh? That's funny. So Mark Warner said that Trump had chosen an official who has demonstrated not just willingness, but eagerness to use authorities of government to pursue political retribution. Well, that's what we want. Don't we want retribution? You're a Flynn fan too? YouTube doesn't want me watching you. The bell is useless. Hey, American Dreamer, what's up? Did you see me? American Dreamer, did you see me in Andrew Branca's chat? Because if you didn't see me in Andrew Branca's chat, that means you have me blocked in chats for some reason somewhere. Trump is a lion of a leader. Yeah, Trump is good. Obama wanted Flynn out as DNI badly enough to engineer his framing. Yeah. So you didn't see me. Okay, so you're going to have to go in and do something in your settings because somehow, some way, you blocked me as a person. He doesn't need to be an insider because that's the swamp. That's right. We don't want an insider. So concern's not that he lacks national security experience. It's that he's going to do what Trump wants. That's what they don't want somebody who's going to do what Trump wants. Americans have every reason to worry what happens when the official charged with overseeing everything from counterterrorism to blah, 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 blah. This is how intelligence becomes politicized. She blocked Rush. Maybe. I'm blocked. You're not blocked. I see you. I'm working on unblocking. Sorry, nothing personal. It happens. Could have been an accident. Sometimes it happens if you're on your cell phone and you like are watching something on your cell phone and you put your phone in your pocket. Sometimes that'll happen. Says representatives for Senate Intelligence Chairman Tom Cotton and House Intel Chairman Rick Crawford did not respond to requests for comments. One member of the group, CIA Special Operations Officer Erdman, testified to Congress that there was a wide-ranging federal cover-up downplaying the findings that SARS-CoV-2 most likely came from a lab in China. At least you know I'm not stalking you. I know that. Hey, what's up, Stinky Sean? How you doing? Great to see you. John Ratcliffe was more frequently praised by the president for his role in the ongoing Middle East operation, as well as the apprehension of Nicolas Maduro. You may have been butt blocked. Yeah, that happens. Butt blocked happens. It does. Brennan says, I'm not mistaken. Pulte's background is running a construction business. Not sure how well that prepares him for Tulsi's position. I agree. I agree with you, but maybe we just need somebody there that can smell bullshit. You know what I mean? We need somebody in there that can go, wait, that don't sound right. Are you guys bullshitting me? Who's lying? You know what I mean? Or just somebody that says, I don't trust you. Show me proof. I don't know. Debs are mad because they don't have any dirt on newcomers. Someone not in big bureaucracy is always a threat. That's right, Lurch. Tap that like button. Tap it in. Longtime ally Roger Stone has been one of Gabbard's staunchest defenders before her decision to exit as the most dedicated opponent to the deep state within the Trump administration. That's what I say. All right. The next story we're going to be talking, maybe this is the next story. I don't know. We'll see.
We're following it. It concerns that so-called anti-weaponization fund. We talked so much about it on the show, and now there's a new report today from Axios saying that the plan is dead for now. So let's get to News Nation's Joe Khalil live at the White House today to talk us through what's happening there. Joe.
Yeah, and Connell, we have confirmed that as well through our sources that this weaponization fund is effectively dead. Now, it came first, the announcement from the Department of Justice, but really it's being filtered through the Department of Justice. And make no mistake, per our sources, this is a decision from the White House and particularly from President Trump to get rid of this fund. Now, we're going to get into what that fund was here in a second, but I just want to start off by saying that while on the surface, this may appear as though it's a loss for the White House and for Republicans, this is actually a major victory when you read between the lines for Republicans on Capitol Hill, particularly leaders John Thune and Speaker Johnson, both of whom were trying to move President Trump's agenda forward. And this weaponization fund was really getting in their way. So what it was, Connell, for those who weren't familiar, haven't been following it, the president essentially spearheaded this idea to sue the Department of Justice. And instead of going through with the case, he was suing for $10 billion. The settlement at the end of it was DOJ was coming up with this $1.7 billion fund for anybody who felt the government was weaponized against them. That could be January 6th offenders, people who were prosecuted and put in jail. They could sue the government and get money out of that fund. It was incredibly unpopular among Republicans. They had a problem with it. They spoke up against President Trump's wishes. Ultimately, now the DOJ says there was a court that ended the fund, said it was illegal. We're not going to dispute that at all. They very well could have appealed. They're choosing not to appeal, choosing to let it die. And effectively today, we were told Speaker Johnson had a lot to do with that decision as well, meeting with President Trump, urging him to end that fund.
Yeah, Thune's got to go. Thune is a useless rhino. Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. We're going to get more into the fund. We're going to get more into it in a little bit. But we're going to jump to this next story here. There was a case in South Carolina. I'm sorry. A teen was shot by a store owner, and it turns out that the teen had a gun pointed at his son, the store owner's son, and that's why the guy was found not guilty. He was acquitted of murder. He was held in jail. The store owner was held in jail without bond for 3 years. This guy that was complete self-defense was held in jail for 3 years with no bond. All right. But yet they let repeat criminals out over and over and over and over and over again. We're going to keep watching this too, because there's going to probably be some riots and stuff, because this is, it was a teen that got shot. I thought the court stayed to fund, but did not declare it illegal. I don't trust the media. Yeah, it just told them they couldn't. They didn't tell them the whole thing doesn't make sense. We're going to get more into it. I bet he lost his store. I don't know. So here, this is this is kind of a similar case to this one, which this is not the case, but this one, remember this clerk who got in a fight with the guy and stabbed the guy?
Former New York City bodega worker Jose Alba is suing District Attorney Alvin Bragg and the NYPD for racial discrimination after his controversial prosecution for acting in self-defense. The attorney representing Jose Alba, Richard Cardinal, joins us now. Thank you, Richard, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And so we were just discussing kind of the basis of this lawsuit.
What's up, Doc? How you doing? Great to see you.
Okay.
Right behind. Thanks for catching up.
It's got
yeah, definitely. He's
various
a white.
parts. The primary claim is against the city.
Yeah. So this is not the case we're talking about.
And also the police officer, the detective.
Yes.
That made the
arrest. This guy, remember, they did no investigation. I think we have the same there. So a store owner in South Carolina who spent 3 years in jail before his trial was acquitted after shooting and killing an armed teen. An armed teen. Just like in the UK, you can't defend yourself. I bet the indoctrination holds truth. Yeah. A jury in Richland County found Rick Chow not guilty Monday of the shooting death of a 14-year-old Cyrus Cormac Belton. On May 28th, Chow and his son, Andy Chow, pursued Cormac Belton out of the Columbia, South Carolina convenience store after he shoplifted. The father and son duo chased the teen about 100 yards before Chow shot him in the back with a .45 caliber Glock. Cormac was carrying a semi-automatic pistol, and Chow's defense contended that he aimed the gun at Andy Chow, which caused the elder Chow to fire the shot in self-defense. While the state acknowledged that the teen had a gun, they said it fell onto the street and posed no danger. Chow was charged with murder the day after the shooting and subsequently held without bond for over 3 years. The state also made a lot of other fucking lies, and like these prosecutors that do this shit, they're the biggest scum in the world. I mean, imagine Binger, and what was his name? Lunchbox, Krause, and the people, like these scumbags that you see in these trials that we watch, on other shows that host the trials. Same shit. The prosecution, oh, look, it's got a tarantula head. So, yeah, free tarantula head. Tensions were high in the community as locals and activists held public demonstrations in the days and weeks after his death. Crowds reportedly gathered outside Chow's store and cheered when they learned he was charged with murder. The store was vandalized later that night. Chow's trial lasted 3 days. The jury deliberated for about 8.5 hours. After the not guilty verdict, Chow was released from custody. I bet that kid don't rob anyone else. Well, he ain't robbing nobody else, that's for sure. Yeah, 3 years, no bail, but they give people repeat bail over and over again. Like think about all the cases, the people that were on monitor, like ankle monitors and all this stuff. But this guy was self-defense and he spent 3 years. Like, I don't know. Something should be done. The family's all upset. We're very pleased that the jury deliberations verdict, said one of Chow's attorneys after the not guilty verdict. We think it was appropriate verdict in this case, although it's a difficult decision to come to because you have two different stories to the extremes. Yeah, no bail, and they let him out. That's right. They just let him out. They don't have to pay any money. My heart goes out to them, but their 14-year-old kid should not be roaming the streets with a semi-auto pistol loaded and ready to fire. Attorney for the Cormac Belton family told Todd Rutherford, said the family intends to file a civil suit against Chow. Fifth Circuit solicitor Byron Gibson, who prosecuted the case, told Fox News he was disappointed by the outcome. Really disappointed. Is a prosecutor supposed to be disappointed, or is he supposed to just hope for the truth? And what happened? Last night's verdict was brought on strong emotions. While I'm disappointed with the outcome, continue to believe Rick Chow's actions were not justified, I respect our judicial system. See, this guy should be immediately removed as a prosecutor. Because he's calling into question. He's basically giving the mob permission to go out and get vigilante justice and shit like that. That's what he's doing. Saying, I think it was unjustified. I don't, whatever. Our community processes this outcome, will continue to uplift the family in our thoughts and prayers. This guy did nothing wrong. And yet this person who is part of the state is still persecuting him publicly. What the fuck? What the ever-loving fuck? I ask you, honor the family and Cyrus's memory. What is going on? The guy didn't break the law. A gangster with a gun came into his store and robbed him, and when they went after him, he pulled a gun and pointed it at this guy's son. And you're standing with them? This is straight up fucking, like the Gulag Archipelago, Solzhenitsyn. When they say, oh, when the criminal does something, well, it's okay. But if a non-criminal does something, they're held responsible for the criminals. It's for votes. Here we go. Wiz, Rick Chow found not guilty of the death of Carmack Bolton. Let's see.
Is the glass half full?
Glass half
empty? With Aquasana, the contaminants you worry about.
We want to get back to breaking news tonight. A jury finding Rick Chow not guilty for the 2023 shooting death of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton.
WS reporter Lena Allen spending the entire day inside the courtroom, sharing the message from both sides with us tonight.
Well, emotions are high, and the verdict was not just a shock for the family of Cyrus Carmack Belton, but also people that have been following this case from the very beginning.
A 14-year-old child shot dead in Richland County, got no justice.
Why did the 14-year-old child have a fucking gun when he went into the store? Why is he stealing from a store while armed? That's armed robbery. I say pay him $1,000 for every day he spent in jail. Something. But no personal responsibility. Nothing. Why? What did you do? I'm sorry, but if my son went in, at 14, went into a store with a gun and got shot, I'd be like, shouldn't have had a fucking gun. Shouldn't have went in a store. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, 14-year-old a gun committing crime. Yeah, no, he was just a didn't do nothing baby angel, didn't do nothing Aladdin. Yeah. Yeah, this is part of the problem with America. Really is. It's really part of the problem with America. Oh, hold on. I got something here. I'm looking for it right now. Yeah, here. I'll play it after this. I got a little something else, but here.
Cyrus's dad, too distraught to speak, but stood beside his attorney, Todd Rutherford, who says the system has failed this family.
The anger is palpable tonight. You can feel it, you can touch it.
257? Is it still your verdict?
The emotions in this case resurfacing. In fact, as we were interviewing Rutherford, Chow's family walked out of court as a group of angry people voiced their shock and frustration. Earlier, the state argued that the case was about the value of human life and that Cyrus feared for his life as Rick Chow and his son chased him out of the store with a gun. Chow's defense team argued Chow was defending himself and his son, as Carmack Belton also had a loaded gun on him. Chow's son testified that he pointed the gun at him, prompting Chow to shoot him.
We just think that the jury
sliced it the right way with Andy Chow coming out of the store, thinking and having a reasonable suspicion that he may have taken something.
In the end, the jury sided with the defense. Rutherford says while people have the right to be angry about the verdict, he's encouraging everyone to use their voices rather than reacting any other way.
What I can tell you is that this should not have happened. That is an unbelievable situation.
Oh, so if I guarantee if that little teen, didn't do nothing criminal, the Dindu had shot the guy's son that came out of the store, they'd be saying, "Oh, this was just a mistake," and that he attacked him over nothing because they said, "Oh, well, this was the prosecutor's fucking argument in the case." Okay, was what he stole from the store, the 4 bottles of water or 4 bottles of soda, whatever it was, was that worth his life? He clearly decided it was because he brought a gun and pointed it at somebody to protect it. They aren't kids when they act like that. If he hadn't been stealing, nothing would have happened. Yeah.
But it is one that unfortunately we have to deal with as best we can.
Chow has been released. Swirling says Chow has since sold the gas station and has no plans to go back into business. Lena Allen, WIS.
Oh, he did. He lost his business. He had to sell his fucking business to pay for his defense. This is why, I firmly believe that there should be there needs to be something in place. All right. There needs to be something in place. All right. For when this happens and the state does this and goes after people and their lives are destroyed because they defended themselves or defended their family, they need to be compensated. The state has to pay. The state paid to prosecute them. Yeah, they prosecute less than 6% of the cases brought to them, lazy, corrupt bureaucrats. Parents, wake up, fools. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Ramza? How you doing? 14 years old and fucked for life. Yeah. Don't rob stores or anyone with a gun. Yeah. So he lost his business. See, I want to see what the prosecutor looks like. This is more.
Is the glass half full? Half empty? With Aquasana, the contaminants you worry about most are removed. Your water's
Obviously, on behalf of the Chows, we're very pleased at the jury's deliberations and their verdict. We think it was the appropriate verdict in this case, although it was a difficult decision to come to because you have 2 different stories, 2 extreme differences. You have, on the one hand, Mr. Chow, who we always contended was defending his son. He was not trying to hurt the young man. On the other side, you had the young man who had a semi-automatic pistol and pulled it. And our position is he pointed it at Andy Chow, and his father had to defend his son. And it's tragic. Feel sorry for the family. As I said during my opening statement, my heart goes out to them, but 14-year-old kids should not be roaming the streets of Columbia or South Carolina with semi-automatic pistols loaded and ready to fire.
Are you at liberty to talk about what you think was the difference that made this verdict come to your favor?
The difference?
Yeah, what do you think struck the jury?
Well, I think the difference was this. Andy Chow was following him out of the store and down the street. We always took the position that Rick Chow, the defendant, that was not his objective. His objective was he was going to protect his son, and that's what happened. So we tried to separate the 2 different issues. One from Andy Chow, who was following him down the street. There'll be a discharge issued, and we expect that he'll be released sometime tonight. It may be a couple of hours, but he'll be released.
Why'd they cut there?
Relieved. I mean, this has been an ordeal for the family, both families. I mean, there's no joy about the suffering of the other family, but Mr. Chow and his family, and we've had a lot of contact with him and his wife and his 2 boys, and they've suffered as well during the last couple of years. And it's been very traumatic to them, and they didn't know what the end result was going to be. They did not prevail at the stand your ground hearing, so that obviously added some additional pressure. But now,
how did they not prevail at the stand your ground hearing? This doesn't make any fucking sense. Why? Because the judge was refused to just say like, oh, because what reason? How is it even possible? Did I see this? Oh no, we will get to that. Oh my Lord. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
he's free to go and do whatever he's going to do. They sold the gas station, so that's not the option anymore.
There's something else you'd like to add?
I just think it's important to emphasize that we're not celebrating the fact that this young man got killed. We just think that the jury sliced it the right way with Andy Chow coming out of the store, thinking and having a reasonable suspicion that he may have taken something, leaving the store and going to follow him, and the father going after his son to make sure his son is okay. And as it turned out, 130 yards from the store, he pulled a pistol and he did point it at Andy Chow. And I just don't know what any parent would do otherwise. I mean, nobody wants to take anybody's life, but you're going to protect your children. You're going to protect yourself. You're going to protect your wife. It's the oldest legal principle that exists, self-defense or defense of others.
What would you say to the Cormac Belton family if you could say anything to them now?
My heart goes out to them. I know I can't imagine what.
Not really a tough case. They did chase him. It's a family store. The kid stole stuff from the store and walked out. They chased after him because he's a shoplifter. They have the right to chase after a shoplifter as the store owner. That's the law. If somebody steals from you in a store, you have a right to chase after them to try and apprehend them. You have that right. It's part of dram shop stuff. Like, when you own something, you have certain rights to do things. It was in South Carolina. Insane. But clearly the area in South Carolina, as you could tell from the police and the neighborhoods, we're going to get to it, is maybe not the best place, The left does this to discourage business owners to not own businesses. That way the corporate donors make more money. I think something like that, Tony. I really do. I mean, they don't want anybody defending, like, they just want you to go ahead and just deal with it. Get stolen from, don't do anything. Let people abuse you. Just take it. We saw this. Remember in the Kyle Rittenhouse case when that fucking prosecutor had the balls to say, sometimes you just got to take a beating. No, you don't. No, you don't. You never have to take a beating. The moms just keep having kids so they can stay on welfare. Yeah, some do. Advice, never vote Democrat. I agree. Tough and sad all the way around. Yeah, it is. But you can't tell. Here's the thing. There's no way that this was the first time that kid ever did something with a gun. I'm sorry. This wasn't his first rodeo or something. The parents clearly knew what the kid was up to. It wasn't a secret from him. Or they bring in illegals and set up businesses with grift off them from taxing them, yeah?
They're going through or what they have been through, losing a son. I can't, as a parent myself, I cannot imagine any more pain, more difficult than that. So I feel for them. I really do. Because they didn't do anything. They didn't bring on the suffering themselves.
Well, they raised the kid and clearly did a shitty job. So the parents when do parents have to take responsibility for the actions of their kids? I mean, what the Chows should do is actually sue the parents and say that, their son caused them all this mental distress and all this stuff, pain and suffering, 3 years in jail because of their son's crimes. Why not? I mean, they're holding other parents responsible for when their kids kill people and stuff like that, putting them in jail. So you're going to tell me you can't sue over it? I don't know. They're putting parents in jail over what their kids do. They did it in Michigan, Georgia, Virginia, California.
This was, something that their son put them into, and young people need to learn that you can't walk around the city carrying semi-automatic weapons, loaded. Look what happened. If he didn't have a gun, this would not have happened. And the laws we kind of learn in law school is a but for and everything, and but for him having the weapon, this would not have happened. Anybody else?
Do you anticipate any post-trial motions from the prosecution?
No, I mean, the state cannot appeal on a not guilty verdict, so it's final as far as that's concerned. There's no post-trial motions they can bring that would change the result.
The state clearly, the state went for everything. They didn't file lesser charges or nothing. They went for the full, just murder. They didn't charge him with manslaughter. They didn't charge him with anything else. They just went with murder. Who knows? How did he acquire the .45 pistol? The kid? Well, you don't teach your kids about responsibility and consequences. This is what you get. Probably raised by a criminal also. You know what? Honestly, if I had a wager on it, that would be the wager. I'd say more than likely parents that were also criminals. Prosecutors argued that he was fatally shot in the back after being falsely accused of stealing water. What do you mean falsely accused of stealing water? Evidence showed that Chow and his son chased the guy. Chow's defense said that he pointed a gun at Andy, causing him to fire the fatal shot. Yeah, so just because his back is to you when he points a gun at your son doesn't mean you can't shoot him. You watched the trial. Owner was sucking vomit out of his mouth trying to save him. Chow's defense asserted he pointed a gun, causing him to respond, firing the fatal shot. Andy took the stand in his father's defense, saying he yelled to his father that he had a gun before putting his hands up and backing away. It's called merchant privilege. They can recover stolen property. Yeah. That's like common law. And it's been around since before America was a fucking country. It was never disputed whether he had a gun, but it was argued whether or not he posed a threat. Chow has been behind bars since 2023, is expected to be released. So we're not going to listen to this. We're not going to listen to this lawyer anymore. Race baiting cocksucker. The anger is palpable. You could feel it, touch it. Richland County deputies were also seen Monday night parked at Chow's former store, putting up tape near the gas pumps. Yeah, can you imagine that the store is owned by somebody else now and they're going to go burn the store down? Eric Hudley has rated the stream. Well, thank you so much, America's Untold Stories. Wow. Wow. Who's the mod? Yes, Ray, thank you so much. Is that you, Neuro? Are you a mod for Eric Hunley? Is there any way you can get a message to him and let him know to please unblock me in this fucking YouTube chat? It would be nice. I don't know how I got blocked. He keeps telling me, I've talked to him repeatedly, and he tells me I'm not blocked, but I'm blocked. Hey, what's up, Irule? Great to see you. You're late from AUS. Watch most of the Southampton protests. Also noticed Racket seems to be arguing on X, so accident just slowed him a bit. Yeah, it's a terrible. He sent me I don't even know if I should say it, but he sent me a picture of the car because me and him are friends. Okay, I'll just say it. I'm friends with Rackets. He sent me a picture of the car. It's fucked. They're lucky that there was no serious injuries. Yes, you can follow America's Untold Stories here. Yes, follow. Check them out. If they raise their kids with values, they would work and not kill one another. That would be a good thing. Mm-hmm. So they have a whole bunch of other stuff, but I don't think we're going to get into it. Do we want to see the kid testify? Are they going to show the kid testify?
Is the glass half full? Is the glass half full? Half empty? With Aquasana, the contaminants you worry.
I'm for the student.
What the fuck is this? I'm for the underdog.
Why are you doing this? I played it, and I wanted to see the kid testify. They got the son testifying. I wanted to see it. Seriously? You're not going to play it? Oh, what a shit piece of shit newspaper you got going on here.
Is the glass half full? Half empty? With Aquasana, the contaminants you worry about.
Well, WIS News at 6 begins with continuing coverage in the Rick Chow murder trial. The defense has now rested its case in that trial for a former Columbia store owner who was accused of shooting and killing 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton over bottled water back in 2023.
The defense calling its first witness today, Chow's son, Andy Chow, who told jurors that the teen pointed a gun at him moments before he was killed. Andy Chow faced cross-examination about the family's gas station and how they handled suspected shoplifting.
On the stand, Andy Chow testified that he worked at his parents' Shell station on Park Lane Road and was familiar with shoplifting issues there. Jurors heard about what was described in court as a, quote,
Tell him to check both Jim Tells You and my name, Jim Satala, because I don't know, like it might have happened before I changed to Jim Tells You or something. I'm not 100% sure. So it could be either one because it should be the same account, basically. I don't know why it would be different, but I just changed the name of the show, the channel from, yeah, I think so. There was a play button at the bottom left. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, it was total self-defense. I hope they're going to show the kid's testimony. That's the only reason I wanted to watch this.
wall of shame with pictures and descriptions posted of past shoplifters.
Andy Chow testified the purpose was to show, quote, who and what they stole. And that store policy was if someone on that wall came back, well, they were asked to leave. He also testified that the store had a surveillance system, a sophisticated one at that, and described technology that he said would alert staff if someone who entered was in their system. During cross-examination, a prosecutor also pressed Andy Chow, asking him why he didn't call 911 instead of chasing Belton. Take a listen.
Oh.
Is there anything that would have stopped us from going back and printing all these pictures of the boy with the white Air Force Ones, the black Nike joggers, the red Child's Play hoodie? He never covered his face, did he?
You did not.
He never put the hoodie on, did he?
You did not.
We got.
Why wouldn't they call the police? Because by the time the police come, he's going to be long gone and ain't shit going to happen. Pointing at people. Yeah. So he's wandering and running around with a gun at 14, pointing it at people. Yeah. Yeah. You got a right to get your property returned. I'd like to tell you your interpretation rather than show you the live video. I know it's starting to piss me off.
Hundreds of still shots we could provide law enforcement, could we not?
Could you? You could.
You could. Is there anything that stopped you guys from doing that?
No, sir.
Okay. And how long does it take to call 911? How many seconds does it take, you think, for you to hit 3 buttons on your cell phone?
A second.
1 second? Is there anything that stopped you on that day from using 1 second of your time to dial 911?
Nothing stopped me.
No.
Now, the state does not dispute that the teen had a 9mm pistol with him with a laser on him that night, but they argue that he had no intention of using it. The trial will resume with closing arguments on Monday, and WIS continues to provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of the trial, both on air and online. We're also streaming the testimony on our digital platforms.
So they're not going to show it. That sucks. But this is happening. Heavy police presence today outside the gas station Rick Chow used to own, where he killed Cyrus Cormac Belton in self-defense. He was found not guilty by self-defense, so it's not a murder. It was justified. It was justified. Belton pointed a Taurus 9mm handgun at Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow had been held in prison for 3 years, was denied bond. Homie got shot. Why point the gun? Because they know the intent of the dead guy. Well, that's the thing. They always, the prosecutors, threatening with a gun is using it. It is. It is. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. The prosecutor was pretty harsh with him. Didn't play with the jury. Yeah, let's. 911 for what? A written report? Yeah. Did you order the code red? Hey, what's up, Catherine K? Great to see you. Local politics. Yeah, local politics. Yeah, how dare you defend yourself? Yeah, guarantee that's what they call a Democrat prosecutor.
Help me! No, not this lady Uber. Okay, damn it, hell! Oh, hell no. I hope she got that. Okay. We still gonna burn the store down.
We still gonna burn this. They're still gonna burn the store down, even though the guy don't own the store no more. Did you hear that? Let's back it up. They're still gonna burn the store down.
Okay. We still gonna burn the store down. It's really, I'm sorry. I hope she got that. Okay. We still gonna burn the store down. It's really, I'm sorry, man. If you got kids, you understand.
You got kids, you understand that they can do whatever, and we's gonna burn the store down. Is it legal for a 14-year-old to have a gun? Not a handgun. Not a handgun. They probably will, yeah. Let's hope and pray that they won't. Yeah, the Chows don't even own it anymore. No, they don't. Yeah, let me post myself making threats and wonder what happens. Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see what's called the literal definition of a chimp out tonight. I heard a Dem leader who said if they come to your house, give them what they want. They need it more than you. Yeah, no. My response is don't come. Do not come. Yeah. Talk about the crime before doing it. And they can complain when there's no stores in their area. Yeah. Say it's a desert. It's a desert. There's a desert. It's a desert. Yeah. Reluctant hero. You act a fool, I got the tool. He sees all. Well, I mean, 3 years, no bond because the victim was a young black teen. They ignored he had a firearm and most likely wasn't even allowed to have one. Well, he wasn't. It's not legal for him to have one. Justice system no longer delivers justice. I hope they sue the fuck out of him. Activist judges got to go. If you can hand someone a report and exclude the races and get a different result, then the original should be voided. He carried an empty backpack and a gun, no money. What was he in the store for? Oh, look, here he is posting pictures with his gun. Oh. Wow, so, he was no victim. No. To say, or ratchet changes? I really miss Harambe. Yeah. Put up a sign. This ain't no Walgreens, ain't no Home Depot. I hope Rick Chow sues the system. Look at this. Read this article. Justice. Teenager's death. Yeah, he was just a jogger, an innocent jogger. He was shot in the back because it doesn't matter. If you wanted to be shot in the front, you should have turned around when you're pointing a gun at people. They don't have to say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't shoot you when you're pointing a gun at my son because your back is turned to me. That's not how it works, buddy. See how they twist things? Yeah. That's what's going on there. Jury finds Asian store owner of killing black teen, not guilty of killing black teen who pointed gun at son. I mean, just read that headline. Jury finds Asian store owner not guilty of killing black teen who allegedly pointed gun at son. Like the fact that he was even charged. Look at this. We got our first donation to Beneficiaries. Didn't we have some congressional testimony, judicial nominees appointments, any midterm election results? I don't have any results. I just got some stories. Thank you so much. Yeah, he probably did steal the gun. Thank you so much. I guess I could activate Beneficiaries for the 20. There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah, he probably did steal the gun. Thank you so much, Christine. If he shot him in the front, his son would have been in the line of fire. Yes. They had the wrong guy. Yes, they did. Race. Oh, what do you know? Yeah, it's Bella. Yeah. And you know what? As a matter of fact, we just got 5 from from Mr. Lurch Linger. So that means we're now 75 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Thank you, everybody. I don't know why it's so hot in here. What is going on? I'm sweating. My air not working? What is real? The blacks are sitting back watching indoctrinating whites acting butthurt. Yeah. Jersey's the only polls coming close in 17 minutes. Shiki Rick Chow shot him in the back after he fled the convenience store. And they said the gun was dropped and was never used to threaten anyone. But because they said, well, we found a gun on the ground. Well, yeah, he dropped it when he got shot. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's see some more local news here.
Ready, throw.
It's 6:44 and time for News to Go. We have a look at today's top news stories, your traffic, and your weather, all before you head out the door.
We're beginning with breaking news out of Anderson County. The coroner says a man has died after a crash. It happened on Sunday afternoon on Abbeville Highway near Middleton Road. The coroner says the victim hit a tree, but no other cars were involved. The name of the victim has not yet been released. And the community is showing support for the Munich.
All right, I don't know why. What is this? Officers lose wife and parents in crash. What? Wait a minute. So this is Officer Sergeant Ashley Munoz and Sergeant Diane Munoz injured. So officers. So this is like a lesbian couple that something happened.
Munoz family. Sergeant Diana Munoz lost her wife, Sergeant Ashley Munoz, and her parents Arturo and Maria Munoz in a head-on crash on May 15th. In total, the crash killed 5 people, and Diana remains in the hospital with critical injuries.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. Let's see. Now this is going to show you the difference. This is WFLD Chicago. You know, I'll get more later. I just can't figure out how to get it to go to 25. It goes from 20 to 50. Yeah, I know. You got to. It's. I don't know how it works. Anyway, did you hear about the I-95 crash that killed 5 people with the illegal Chinese? Yes. They're suing. The Department of Transportation had to file a lawsuit against New York to get him to give them the information about the guy. They're refusing to give it up. South Carolina primary coming up, still undecided. Well, they should think about this case. So, jury finds South Carolina store owner not guilty in shooting black teen. Got to put that in there, Chicago, don't you? Got to put that in there. NBC, store owner found not guilty of murder for killing black teen. Yes. Where are we at here? There was something else here I wanted to show. Where is it? There it is. Do this first. Yesterday, following a month's never open a business in a blue state, they can't keep face without race. Yeah. If they act feral, can we just call them feral? I don't know. I think you can type in amount if you click on the monetary amount and erase it when you type in. I don't know. Are you doing it from your phone or are you doing it from your computer? If you're doing it from your phone, it's hard to do, but I think from your computer, you can actually put the numbers in. Yesterday, following a months-long investigation by DHS, authorities discovered a sophisticated cross-border tunnel connecting Tijuana to a building posing as a retail store in Otay Mesa, California, near the Otay Mesa port of entry. What's this? Man, bomb strap takes it. Oh, we're going to have to pull this up. You're on a phone, you don't own a computer. As a result, they charged 4 individuals who were illegal aliens for conspiring to distribute more than 1 ton of cocaine with an estimated street value of $45 million. Case reflects unwavering commitment to dismantling cartels, stopping the flow of dangerous drugs, and keeping American families safe. Ote! Wow, look at this. This is a pretty serious. Look at they cut stairs into the stone. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah, look at this. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 kilos. They're saying 35 kilos is 45 million. What? Oh, look at that. They blow air down there, do this stuff. They got a hole. Mm. Now tell us who and what passed through it. We're going to be asking everyone who sells drugs, gets caught selling drugs, to receive the death penalty for their heinous acts. Let's get her done. Yeah. Lesbian cop porn was not on my 2026 bingo card. Can you leave 45 million on cocaine for my research purposes? Yes. You're on a TV and phone? Awesome. Tunnel life. Yeah. So that he busted this for charge with trafficking. Renewed focus on border security, cartel enforcement delivered another major victory. Major victory. Hold on, I forgot to do this. Thank you, Lurch Slinger, for the 5. No, I already counted it, but I forgot to hit the heart on Cash App. The stunning discovery was announced by the U.S. Attorney. Wow. Hey, what's up, Sawansky? How you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Or CW Noski, maybe. CW Noski or Sawansky? I don't know. Either way, thanks for being here. According to the authorities, the tunnel stretched from Tijuana to a warehouse-style retail business called Buy for Less near the Ote Mesa port. The underground passage measured 1,933 feet in length, descended 55 feet below ground, and featured reinforced walls, electricity, ventilation system, a rail infrastructure, and a sophisticated hydraulic lift used to conceal its entrance. Audio, you can't hear me? What? Muted. I'm not muted. What are you talking about? Hello. Hello. I'm not muted. Was this, you're saying this was muted? This, you're not hearing this? Okay, what the fuck is going on? All right, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You're not hearing the clip play? You're not hearing it? All right, something's going on with StreamYard then. I don't know. Oh, that's great. StreamYard is fucked up. This is great. Awesome. Just great. That's awesome. Hey, what's up? How's it going? I hope that fixed it. We'll see. Let's see if this works now. Did you guys hear that? Did that work? Did that come through? Because if I'm not getting sound from clips, then that's a problem. Can't hear the news conference guy. There's 3 of you. Oh, great. Wow. Wow, this is amazing. You guys hearing this? This is crazy. Oh my God. This is nuts. Wow.
Fiscalía General de la República.
So Mexican authorities uncovered sophisticated. They're saying the Mexican authorities discovered it. The Mexicans are taking credit for it. Uh-huh. Tunnel was discovered through intelligence work by agents of the FGR and Mexico Security Cabinet. Uh-huh. Hear you, not the clip. Cannot hear a thing. I can't hear you though, Jim. Wow. All right. I don't know. Looks like it's going to, if that's the case, I don't know if it's going to keep going on. I'm going to end up just stopping the show because it's not going to work out if I can't play anything until I figure out what's going on with my fucking computer. Did you guys see this stuff in the UK with the guy that got killed in the UK? Try another source, not Fox. I heard the last part of the clip. Okay, maybe it's working then. So UK police are being aggressively chased and ran out by the, heard about this Henry Novak guy that they showed him, right? You seen it? They put you on 6 new drugs to help with your issues. Feel like you smoked a pound of marijuana? Your fucking computer is man-made. Yeah, it sucks. My psychotic mom is a joke. Poor kid. Uh-huh. You can hear me? Okay. What's good, Jim? Are you staying cool? It's hot in Florida. I'm sweating. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on. I don't know what's going on with my air or something's going on because I'm sweating like a some biatch. So yeah, so the police, there was a rally for them, and the police refused to take a knee, and they basically told these people to go fuck themselves.
They're running them out. They're running them out. They're chasing them with bins. They've got them. They're running them out. Come on, then, you guys. Come on, then, you guys. The riot police are getting moved back. Why you fucking
They're running them all back.
Yeah, angry mob is right. Yeah.
Only in the UK would you see riot police getting pushed back like this. You should have took the knee.
Hold on a second. There's some more videos of this stuff going on. Now, here's the guy that got killed. They can't. We watched it yesterday. They handcuffed him. Oh, we got some Tel Rico stuff. Hold on. Yeah, here's the police are now in riot gear defending the Digwa family home from the public. If only they'd show this amount of care for Henry. This is the family that lied to the cops and said there was no stabbing, that hid the knife. The police are protecting their home.
All right.
Well, thanks, Jake. I appreciate that. For my new $10,000 computer. Yeah, I don't. Thanks. 350. That means we are 7150 away from adding an hour to the show. Thank you so much, Jake. All to protect murderer's brother who made the BS 999 call. No charges on the human's family complaining about the hate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. You can hear that? Okay. Terrible incident in the UK. The guy was killed because he pulled the turban. No, I don't think he ever pulled the turban off his head. I don't think he ever did. I think that was a lie. I think that was all a lie. I don't think he ever pulled the turban off. I really don't. I think that was just a lie. There's other videos of this guy. Like, I think I have them. There was other videos of this guy doing other stuff. Like, let me see if I can find it. There was other videos. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here it is. The video emerged now of this guy, the killer, brandishing a sword while threatening others in a road rage incident. This is the guy threatening people. This is context. This is behavior before the stabbing. So this guy that stabbed him, they knew he was like this, that he would just do this stuff. Here he is. All right.
Come on.
He got a sword.
Recording him. No, come on, man.
Właśnie to samochodu koniec. Właśnie.
You got big problem, nigga.
Właśnie.
You got big problem. No knife, no knife, no knife.
Do samochodu, kurwa. Do samochodu.
Kurwa. Wow. So they knew about this guy. This is the guy that stabbed him. Oh, road rage incidents with a fucking sword. They knew about this. Well, thank you. Riot police getting pushed back in the United States every day. Yeah, it does. It happens. To make the maths better. Well, thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. That does make the maths better. That means it's now just 6D away. Right? Thank you so much. Why not in jail for the sword brandishing and threatening? Well, because, cultural awareness and stuff. And, they have to do these things. The guy with this dress and a sword. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, no, Jake's a good guy. Jake's a good egg. Meanwhile, in California, voting random. Uh-oh. Urban turban disdain. Disturbing. Urban turban disturbing. Yes. This news came in. The FBI announced that 2 national NIH researchers have been charged with conspiring to smuggle monkeypox into the United States. Monkeypox into the United States. Wow. Yeah, they're yeah. Mm-hmm. Kick is taking a dump for your stream. I don't know what's going on. It's my something's going on with my I don't know if it's my YouTube. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's StreamYard. Could be StreamYard. Oh. Let's see what's going on with Kick. I got to figure out. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Kick does this. Kick constantly logs me out, and then I got to use my 3-factor authentication to get back in. It's crazy. 3-factor authentication. Like, who ever heard of such a thing? 3-factor authentication. Never heard of such a thing. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. It is. Nuts, I say. Nuts, I say. 3 many, yeah. Hey, what's up, Sweet Daydream? How you doing? Always blame YouTube. There's a better than 50% chance it's them. Yeah, it could be. It's working now. All right, cool. Clear all your caches. I think I'm going to need to clear something. Oh. Thank you. I'll contribute to a better working computer to see Bella longer. Well, thank you so much, Christine, for the 50. But I don't know that. I mean, honestly, I just got this computer like in November. So it's not even it's like 6 months old. And this computer costs more than my first 3 cars combined. Thank you for the 50, though. That means we're only 10 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Wow. Wow, thank you so much. Yes. Ask Bella to bark at the gremlins. What is she doing over there? Bella, what are you doing over there? Bella, are you trying to eat your own leg? What are you doing? Bella, what are you doing? Amazing. Thanks. Yes. Oh.
Tactical assessment. Red Chinese victory. Impossible. America will never fall to communist invasion. Communism is the very definition of failure.
Thank you so much, Lisa Day, with the 10. And then another 10 came in from American Dreamer. Thank you. Wow. So that means we are now 90 away from adding a second additional hour to the show. Thank you all so much. Super duper generous. Drives by, thumbs up at least. Jim tells me fun. Well, thank you. He says, why does a good computer cost $10K? I don't know. I mean, RAM prices are very expensive right now. Like I have a 5090 graphics card. Those are like $4,000 for just the graphics card itself, the water cooled graphics card, and then the loop system. I mean, you can see what it looks like here. I could show you. I could show you what it looks like. There's my computer right there. See? I mean, it's all that's liquid. See the water tubes and stuff? It's all liquid and everything. It's crazy. You know, I don't know. It's very expensive. It was very pricey. It's supposed to do great and work, but it doesn't. Yes, thank you. IP configure flush. Okay, I'll do that. It's SFC scan now. Clear temp files. Need Liberty Prime in real life. Yes, Autobots roll out. I'll reserve my first donation after I get my new remote job at 71. I'm rejoining the workforce. Well, thank you. Jim will now be on when the vote count starts in California. No results due till after July 4th. Oh, Jim's a gamer. Where's the hamster? It's still there running. Ask a nerd to clean it up. The people that put it together probably made 3K profit. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I got it from Origin Computers, Origin, which they were always like they had a great reputation. And then I ordered a computer, and then I found out after I ordered it, they were bought out by Corsair. So I don't know. Always blame StreamYard. We do for our show. Well, thank you. This is why I built my own PC, not a pre-built PC. Well, this is not a pre-built PC. This was a complete custom built computer. It's just I didn't think I could do the liquid cooling. I always wanted a liquid cooled computer, one with liquid cooled graphics card and complete. I had computers with like AIOs, right, or whatever for chips and stuff, but this one has a hard pipe loop. So I didn't think I could do that myself. I probably could have, though. Now after looking at it, I probably could. Make sure you vote so no property tax in Florida. Yes, yeah, that's gonna be good. It's it's gonna be like a crazy it'll be good if they do that. Good for me. It'll save me a bunch of money a year. Oh man, I can hear my grandkids crying. That's not good. Bella's so still, it looks like a picture. If you get another PC, use these guys only $250 above what I could have bought the parts for from Micro Center. Seattle built PCs. Oh. Did they do custom loops and stuff like that? Anyway. So same thing happened in 12 Monkeys, right? Yeah, great movie. And then what's going on in California. Steve Hilton is buried behind multiple groups of names you have to scroll through to vote for in the California primary. Democrats put pages of random names no one is going to vote for in front of Steve Hilton's name to select for governor. The official reason for this is the Secretary of State conducts a randomized alphabet drawing to determine the order of the candidates. Sure, we totally believe that Steve just happened to be thrown at the bottom. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Look at it. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, I didn't see any. I mean, I didn't see any other names. Did you guys notice any other names in there? You can find his name if you want to. That's the thing. I didn't see any other names in there, though. I didn't see the other people run-ins names. Isn't like I didn't see Porter's name. I didn't see. So I don't know. It seems like that's kind of such a dick move. Cheating bastards. Yeah. My son built a computer like that when he was 12. He's 26 and totally not a geek. I wish I could sleep as well as Bella. You and me both. Bella sleeps way better than me. She does. Yeah, like this one, living in Rockford, Demont. Living for God and Country Damat. Look at this. Living for God and Country Damat. They're just putting like random weird names in there. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is nuts. This story just broke. Someone just sent this to me. Man with bomb strapped to his chest takes at least one hostage at Chase Bank in Bakersfield, California. Who even heard but Sarah Bracara, except he's responsible for the drag queen admiral. Digital voting and Californication. There's a shit ton of people on the California primary ballot for governor. You have to be diligent. Noticing a pattern in the random names? Yeah, it's very weird, isn't it? Bella sleeps better than anybody. She sleeps good. A man with a bomb strapped to his chest has taken one hostage at a Chase Bank in Bakersfield. A dozen police vehicles were outside the bank. An unidentified man barricaded himself inside the bank and has taken at least one hostage. Yep. No. Responding to an active bomb threat, a man has barricaded himself inside the Chase Bank. Police were notified at 1 p.m. local time, so that's like 5 o'clock here, I think, where I'm at. So a couple, 2-3 hours ago. Police are asking the community to avoid the area. Several buildings have been placed on lockdown until further notice.
Breaking news, a man with a bomb allegedly strapped to his chest has taken at least one hostage inside a Chase Bank in Bakersfield, California. That's about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. Major buildings, including City Hall and police headquarters, on lockdown at this hour. It all started about 2 p.m. local time. A hot day there, 93 degrees. Our Carter Evans has late developments now, reporting from our Los Angeles bureau. Carter, good evening to you.
Well, good evening, Tony. Police say this is an active hostage situation. It's happening right now at the Chase Bank. It's in downtown Bakersfield. Now, the suspect is a man and may have a bomb strapped to his body. Over the radio, there was talk about a subject coming into the bank yelling, "Everyone stay down on the ground." Now, police say at least one hostage is involved, and they're actively negotiating right now. You're looking at video that's coming into our LA newsroom. Also on the radio, someone can be heard saying it looked like the suspect rigged a tripwire on the hostage's legs. Streets nearby are closed, and evacuations are in progress right now. Tony?
All right, Carter, thank you very much.
So he rigged a tripwire on the hostage's legs, almost exactly like the movie, The Dark Knight, when they did that, where they took the hand grenades around the people and had them, did all the stuff, and then pulled all the whatchamacallits, the pins were on wires. They taped them to the people's hands. What they need is someone to go in there like Raylan Givens. And you can go in there and go, "Hey, you know where I'm from?" And they go, "No, where?" And he goes, "I'm from Harlan County." And he hits him. He goes, "Down there, we know the difference between road flares and dynamite, dipshit." 93 is a cool spring day for Bakersfield. Send in Batman. Yes. Yeah, 93 is cool for Bakersfield. Wait till July, August. So we'll keep an eye on this story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Back to the tunnel. They charged 4 people in connection with drug smuggling. This is a good video to watch. It's 2 minutes and 39 seconds. So this will come up with a bunch of stuff. So massive drug smuggling tunnel connection between U.S. and Mexico. Believe it or not, ever since Barry Weiss took over CBS, they've been actually doing a lot better. It's been crazy.
Have arrested and charged 4 people with drug trafficking. It comes after a months-long investigation. Homeland Security officials say a storefront was basically an entry point to a massive 2,000-foot-long underground tunnel connecting Mexico to the U.S. That's incredible. Let's bring in CBS News correspondent Chanel Call. Hey, Chanel, good to see you again today. So what did authorities find in that tunnel?
Well, Mugo, this is wild. Cross-country tunnel that went from Mexico to California that officials now say they believe was used to smuggle drugs. This is massive. I mean, we're talking about a tunnel that was 55 feet deep and about 2,000 feet long. It was elaborate. Officials say it was complete with electricity, reinforced walls, ventilation, and a rail system. So how did the DOJ discover this tunnel? Well, they're saying today, Muga, that this was part of a months-long investigation that began back in December, and they say they finally moved in towards the end of May. They also said that this happened to be a warehouse that was supposed to be a discount store, that is, in San Diego. That warehouse, by the way, is sitting right across the border from Tijuana, Mexico. So the DOJ, they say, had been surveilling this warehouse for months. They moved in May, and then underneath what was supposed to be that discount store warehouse, they say they found 2,000 pounds of cocaine and that sophisticated tunnel. So you mentioned this off the top.
2,000 pounds, so 1,000 kilos? That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Even at 20K, that's 200, 2 million, 200 million.
Now been arrested during this operation. Here's more from Adam Gordon, U.S. Attorney for the Department of Justice.
Federal agents, their state task force officers, and attorneys from my district, for my U.S. Attorney's Office, are working on the prosecution of 4 individuals charged in.
Yeah, I mean, they know for a fact that Hamas and these groups have been working with the cartels to help them build tunnels. They know this. They know this, man.
Seizures adding up to more than a ton of cocaine, worth an estimated $45 million. The seizure of this amount of cocaine is hugely important as well.
And I do want to mention the cocaine wasn't just found underneath in that tunnel, but there were also cars that were going in and out of what was supposed to be that discount store warehouse that officials say they also found drugs in. Those 4 men who've now been charged, they are now facing a maximum of life in prison if convicted, Muko.
Yeah, you are not kidding. This story is wild. Chanel Call, thank you so much for your reporting. Appreciate it. Oof.
I watched my wife slowly lose.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's it. So video shows a massive drug smuggle tunnel. So we saw the tunnel. That's crazy. That's a crazy tunnel. Then I saw this today, and I thought you guys would want to see this. So this woman is just walking like this is a problem. This is a problem. Before we get into this, yes, from King of Biltong, if you need some protein, if you feel a little peckish, you're a little hungry, and you need some protein, you need something to tide you over, check out the King of Biltong over there at www.biltongusa.com. They have awesome meats. They also have other snacks and stuff. The 8-ounce bags make excellent gifts. If you use promo code Jim, you'll get 10% off. That's www.biltongusa.com. Promo code Jim to get 10% off. I like the peri peri or the ghost flavor myself, but also check out their drawers and their other sausages and their snacks and chips and candies. They have a lot of stuff that you can check out. So check out Biltong USA. Let them know Jim sent you. So yes, it's New York. We saw the video, remember, of the people going in and out of the sewers. Well, this is why you need to pay attention when you're walking around in New York. All right. Did you see that? This woman, the manhole cover was not on correctly. And this woman, she probably, that's horrible. She probably broke her jaw or something. She falls in, it hits her face. She's probably unconscious, and she goes down into the sewer. This is nuts. That's crazy. Yeah, that totally busted her face. Totally busted her face. I mean, look at. She's looking at her phone, and oh, boom. I mean, boom, boom. That's crazy. Oh, wait. Hold on. No, this isn't AI. mean, it's nuts, right? I don't know why they keep replaying it. They probably left it like that on purpose. Well, that's what I'm thinking. You see somebody just come up and like grab it and stuff, but it's like he's wearing like coveralls and everything. So I wonder if he's one of the people that were down there. Yeah. Seems sketchy to you? Yeah, it looks bad. Looks really bad. Oh, this is crazy. Look at how they trap pigeons. How come no one actually reads the article? We're saying it happened in Brazil. 56-year-old grandmother from New York tragically died Monday after plunging 10 feet down an uncovered manhole.
Last night in New York City, a woman parked her car on the street near the famous stores of Fifth Avenue and then disappeared on her first step out of the vehicle, right down an open manhole cover. National correspondent Lily Luciano has details.
A shocking death in Midtown Manhattan late Monday night. 56-year-old Donikai Gochai fell into an uncovered manhole managed by Con Edison, the energy company that serves New York City. According to the NYPD, Gochai opened the door of her Mercedes-Benz SUV and after stepping out of the driver's seat, plunged into the 10-foot hole.
She was screaming she was dying. She kept saying over and over, "I'm dying, I'm dying."
Carlton Wood says he saw her disappear into the hole.
People started running towards us. And one guy actually tried to go down in the hole and help her. He just couldn't reach her. And we actually had to help him back out. Some people had ran to their cars trying to get whatever they had. Somebody had a short ladder, but that wasn't enough.
When first responders arrived, they say they found her unconscious inside. When they pulled her out, she was transported to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead. A spokesperson for Con Edison said in a statement, "We have reviewed the video footage from the area, which suggests that the cover was dislodged after a multi-axle truck turning onto 52nd Street from Fifth Avenue drove over it. Approximately 12 minutes later, the person involved in the incident parked her car nearby."
It is still unclear whether or how the cover became loose in the first place, but the NYPD say they are investigating. Tony?
I thought manhole covers were supposed to be like 150 pounds or like several hundred pounds, like so that took two people to move them and stuff like that. That's right. Edison is still killing people after his death. What's with all these sewer stories this week? It's crazy, isn't it? The mole people are coming to get you. The mole people are coming to get you. Cover had to be loose already. Yeah, these covers are heavy. I know. Stepdaughter always says that's AI. I know, it's crazy, right? It's just crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. New York Attorney General sues the Trump administration over $1 billion deal to stop an offshore wind project. Can you believe that? Have you heard of this? Can you believe this? Uh-huh. Wow. New York Attorney General Letitia James is leading a coalition of blue states. So what about all those guys that come out? I don't know. There's chuds. Yep, 1,000 ways it dies. Yeah, manhole tax incoming, definitely. New engineering, I have idea. Okay. You can't hear anything? Again? No sound again? No audio? What the fuck is going on? No audio on the clip? There was no sound on that clip of the people talking on CBS? Are you serious? New York Attorney General is leading a coalition of blue states in a lawsuit against the Trump administration. They're going to pay the Trump Interior Department announced it's going to pay $1 billion to the French energy and petroleum company Total Energies to shift its investments in offshore wind. Additionally, the company will invest in the development of offshore oil and shale gas production. In exchange for the investments, the government agreed to terminate offshore wind leases and reimburse the company for the loss of those leases of about $928 million. The lawsuit argues that the deal will harm the plaintiff states' economies, their energy grids, and the state's climate goals. A lawsuit asks the judge to vacate the lease cancellations and settlement agreements. Like, this is crazy. I need to pay the clip tax. Wow. Oh. Lawsuit alleged an illegal deal to scuttle the offshore wind products. New York's filed another lawsuit. They're always just that's such a sue Trump, sue Trump, sue Trump. This is a play-to-pay scheme pressuring foreign company to forego planned offshore wind project in America in favor of gas and oil drilling is outrageous. That's what Kathy Huckle said. Huckle said the wind project would have delivered clean energy to New York, powering more than 700,000 homes. These demon rats are blatantly unlawful and ask the federal court to strike it down. Well, the Trump administration once again trying to kill clean energy projects. After repeatedly losing in court, the administration cooked up a sham deal to pay a foreign energy company hundreds of millions of dollars to abandon offshore wind and invest in oil and gas. We're fighting back. Trump has vowed to end federal support for offshore wind. I mean, it's up to him. He can do it. Hawk to a hookle. That's right. My Alexa says the theory about the men is they were salvaging for valuables in the sewers. I mean, it's possible. Need 6 piggies for a sandwich. Shill galore. I thought people didn't want the turbines, the dead whales. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Most normal people don't because it's affecting all this other stuff. But the Democrats don't give a fuck. They're so hooked on this climate bullshit that they'll sacrifice you, me, and everybody, just so they could say we're helping. Look at me, I'm helping. Trump directed Department of Transportation to cancel the federal funding for a dozen infrastructure projects. We're just not aligned with the goals and priorities. Department of Interior halted leases for Sunrise and 4 other large-scale projects. The projects have now been allowed to resume following a federal court ruling. The agency also pulled the plug on New Jersey offshore projects and clawed back $12 million federal grant for Maine to build an offshore. I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, is this what people want? Look at this crap. What happens when a hurricane comes by and knocks them all down? So I have to see what happens with that shit. This is crazy coming here. Oh, I got to open some tabs. Uh, 81% on welfare. All right. Foreigners are stealing Americans' birthright. This has to end. Our first hearing on Ohio's Medicaid fraud scandal is tomorrow. Those windmill fill in the horizon in places like Texas, and half of them are always broke. Nobody likes them. Yeah. Look at this. Medicaid Millions Part 5 is out. Worth the wait. Meet Roshan Adhikari, a 29-year-old who came to America as a refugee from Bhutan and now lives like a garish rapper. How? 81% of Bhutanese are on welfare, which they use Medicaid to pay companies owned by the other 19%. Freaking tards. Those things are ugly. They kill ocean life and they don't work. Yeah, look at this guy. Roshan Adhikari. Look at this. But built for different terrains, same mindset, elevate everything. So he's got a plane, he's got a car. He came here as a refugee, and now he has a company. Huh. Now he has a company. This is all tax dollars that did this. It's all our tax dollars. All our tax dollars. Yeah. Welcome aboard El Roshan. Never in my wildest dreams I imagined a kid born in Nepal would one day reach the skies. Moments like these remind me how far focus can work. Forever grateful to family. Yeah, he came here as a refugee, and now he's got a company. He makes money as a scam Medicaid business. Oh, party like an Adhikari. Look at this. He has this company, American Healthcare Services. He's got a $128 million government contract. Oh, look at this. He's got Serenity Home Health, $74 million contract, International Home Health. This guy makes $344 million, almost $345 million a year, stealing from Medicaid. Yeah, tax dollars to refugees. Yeah. American Way, Amway. Yeah. It's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Our partners, the Himalayan Care Center, Adult Care Center Foundation. Oh, look. They're stealing all our money. They're stealing all our money. Bravo Healthcare. Wow. This is general information. The Naktara Foundation has been providing incentives to the Belgadangi school teachers since March 2025, pending further notification from Belgadangi management. This is all our monies. All our monies. One of those companies that gets paid for doing nothing. Yeah. It's all our monies. See? He works for Centerlight Home Care, owned by his dad, which was paid $17 million by the government, even though his dad has refused to pay taxes for years. His 25-year-old brother owns his own home health firm that was paid $10 million. This is the lifestyle we fund for refugees. They're described as greedier and more cunning than Somalis. Huge numbers have their own Medicaid firms. In Ohio alone, just people with the Bhutanese last names of Adhikari have been paid $350 million, and a tenth of the GDP of their country sent back there. So they're sending a tenth of the country's GDP back, and it's all our fucking tax dollars. Adhikari. Refuses to pay taxes. Yeah, he's, sovereign citizen. Don't have to pay taxes. How many U.S. government workers will be fired or prosecuted for looking the other way? 0. Well, something has got to change. Something's got to give, baby. Something's got to give. Oh, baby, something's got to give. Something's got to give. Sounds like a job for JD. It sure does. It sure does. Medicaid's home health aid program is being used as foreign aid. All the big Bhutanese advocacy groups are linked to home health firms. Medicaid company owners have affiliated charities that funnel profits abroad. Ohio Medicaid is funding a school system in Nepal. One former refugee, Adili Ram Adhikari, owns 3 Medicaid companies that has collectively been paid $250 million. No one answered the phone or replied to voicemails at several companies connected to Dilley. His international welfare and support foundation sends money abroad. Wind is really the most inefficient way to produce electricity. Wind takes 20 years to even break even. Yeah, it's crazy. They don't care, though. They don't care. Well, I guess since it's now illegal to investigate fraud in California, I'm going to start a home health care paid by Medi-Cal and a few lawyering centers. Well, yeah. This stuff makes me ill, like physically ill. Physically ill. You're right. Now, does everyone understand exactly why this country's national debt is $40 trillion? This is why. This is how you get to be $40 trillion in debt, because they just keep giving the money away. And every year it's like, well, we need more. There's more people to take the money. Wind power never breaks even. Well, yeah, because the stuff breaks and then they have to replace it. It makes me physically ill. I'm sorry. It really does. Not one, but two different home healthcare companies are affiliated with charities that send money to Nepal to fund singing competition reality shows. The president of Nepal is involved in one. I feel the exact same way. My anxiety's been at an all-time high, and I don't see a way to end it. Like, seriously, I'm feeling ill, physically ill. I'm feeling physically ill. We all pay for the debt with inflation. You're right. You guys are 100% right. Prioritize deporting the Muslim, Indian, and Chinese scammers. Yeah, so. Refugees from Bhutan build Medicaid millions. Now they drink champagne in private jets. All right. Need to take a Xanax now. Made in China. I need to take a something right now. I don't know what it is, but something. Like, oh, man. I think I need a drink, actually. Like an actual drink. This is beyond upsetting. It really is. Mm-hmm. 29-year-old former refugee, whiskey. I was thinking about having a bourbon, but I don't know. So now we have Somalis in Minnesota, Armenian in California, and Nepalese in Ohio. It's what it seems like. It's what it really seems like. It's what it really seems like. I don't know what else to do about it. I don't know what we can do. I think we're all been hornswoggled. I think we all been hornswoggled is what I think. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Sorry. I apologize to everybody. I guess at some point, everybody has enough, and when you keep seeing this stuff over and over and over again, it just becomes too much for even the most staunchest person that has a billy goat stomach like I do. Mudslide for me, yum. Oh, wow. I haven't had a mudslide in a long time. I knew the looting of our country was bad, but I had no idea it would be this bad. I've been feeling ill over this too. Like, seriously, like I'm physically ill. Yeah. So they had, in January, he advertised a vanity film starring himself and showed himself gifting small birthday surprise for dad, a new Cadillac Escalade plus a Mercedes for his mom. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. Who is responsible for monitoring and distributing the funds, and why are they going to be held accountable? It's the states, pen cow girl. It's the states. That's the thing. The states are responsible, but the states don't give a shit because it's not their money. It's the Fed's money. That's the issue. That is the problem. Another post showed him drinking. Are you fucking serious? You're going to... Hold on. I hate this shit. I had to sign in. Jim's making up words. He's so mad. Yeah. This is not the story. Lincoln Park, one step closer. Our money is why they don't care. It's our money, yeah. How did he make his dreams come true? He is chief operating officer of Centerline Home Care in Cleveland, a home health company that builds Medicaid. His father, Kada Hikari, owns the company, which lacks so much as a website. Has been paid $17 million by the state in recent years. His 25-year-old brother, Dixon, has his own Medicaid company, Changing Lives, which is paid $10 million by Ohio. You got to go to sleep? All right. What's worse is that nothing is being done about it. That's what makes me ill. Our criminal justice system hard at work. Find bliss in ignorance. Yeah, you'll teach me. I quit drinking. I'm going to start soon. I'm telling you. Is there any happy or comedy news for a break? No, there's not. That's the thing. There's nothing. There's fucking nothing, man. It is brutal. It is brutal. It is brutal right now. It really is. There's little indication from his social media that he spends much time working on these businesses. Most of his posts are made from Nepal or from resorts in places like Miami. 81% of immigrants from the nation of Bhutan are on welfare, the highest of any immigrant population in the country. Ohio, and specifically in the capital of Columbus, has the largest Bhutanese population in the world outside of Bhutan. It appears that some members of the 19% who are not on welfare may be drafting financially off the many who are taking government money. I think the feds need to arrest the state employees for violating federal laws, but we know it's D for different. Good night, pen cow girl. Yeah. This will take a couple of years to remedy. Actually, it shouldn't take that long. Epstein may have some genetic material on ice. Gift that keeps giving. Oh God. What's up, Steve? How you doing? Hey ding. In Ohio alone, people with the last name Adhikari, a Bhutanese name, has been paid $350 million from the government for operating home health and adult daycare businesses. Marco Rubio has some beautiful Democrat takedowns today. It was great to watch. The money from just one clan in just one state amounts to 10% of the annual GDP of the South Asian nation. Can you believe that? Why do we need to do that? To do what? What do you mean? To give them this much money or to drink? I don't know what you mean. Crimson King. The Facebook page of Rashan Adhikari's father, who did not return a request for comment, says he's employed as a translator for Catholic Charities. What do you know? He's a translator for Catholic Charities. Rich people have been dodging taxes for decades, and you think it's poor committing mass fraud. What do you think is going on here? What do you think all these scams are? They're stealing all our fucking money. Wow. Yeah, clearly a troll. Okay. Oh, scum, huh? All right. Just, hey, what's up? Not that Karen. How you doing? Commie Charities. Yeah, sounds like a parasitic invasion. It is. This is crazy too. Like, business records show he owns a run-down convenience store, which he has failed to pay state taxes every year since 2022. He separately has tax liens against him personally for failing to pay Cuyahoga County taxes. Yeah, clearly a communist troll. Clearly. Yet taxpayers have certainly been paying him so handsomely that in 2023, Rashan and his father incorporated Lux Charters, LLC. It's what DC has become, money laundering. That's what it sure seems like. Sure. Mm-hmm. Reached by Daily Wire, Rashawn said he could not talk because he was getting on an international flight. When we called back, he was hung up as soon as I introduced myself. Oh, look at him. Oh, yeah. Refugees hanging out on yachts. And why am I fucking paying taxes? It's all those damn richers' fault, says the commie. Yeah, it's the rich people's fault. Yeah. Pediatric troll. That seems like it, right? Yeah. Take a break. You're annoying the host. Refugee idol. Yeah. Some of the Medicaid millions are leaving the country. Individual home health companies have affiliated charities which can funnel money abroad, all while providing tax benefits. One company, the Himalayan Care Center, has been paid $346 million by Ohio, and it shares an address with its partner group, the Kalayan Foundation, which has a website, shows food being delivered to Nepal out of a warehouse with its banner. Not that Karen. I'm at Jim Tells You. I'm great. I hope you're having a great day, Joe. I'm Jim Tells You. You can't be Jim Tells You. If you're Jim Tells You, then who am I? What's going on here? Where am I? What's happening? Another example, former refugee Adili Ram Adhikari owns 3 healthcare companies that have collected $250 million by Medicaid. $250 million. That's a B, not a million. Billion with a B. Dilly also owns millions of dollars worth of real estate, such as a building in St. Paul, Minnesota. Oh, he's got buildings in St. Paul, Minnesota. No one answered the phone or replied to voicemails. So this guy has connections to Minnesota. So they know where the real scam monies go. Go to Minnesota. That's where all the scam monies are. They share an office with the Association of Nepali Origin, which says it provides humanitarian assistance. And so this is all still, these things are all part of the USAID money. So they were probably, what was going on is these refugee businesses and these other relief efforts were probably getting USAID money. And then the other stuff's getting Medicaid money. So they're just stealing money from everywhere. Stealing money from everywhere. Oh, man. That's my Diversity Adult Care. They also created a nonprofit called the International Welfare and Support Foundation. They do like American Idol shows. Boom Boom says, I would feel a little bit better if every day on the news we would see people being arrested and perp walked. Like something, right? Something. Something's got to work, right? Winners received 10 million rupees, equivalent to $65,000, about what a single Bhutanese person in Ohio can get paid by Medicaid for working in a home health care, providing services like companionship. A Nepalese news outlet wrote that these reality shows are giving a tangible form to the dream of the foundation chairman, Dili Adhikari, of uniting Nepali communities worldwide. Upside down clown word. No, Minnesota, you don't say. It's crazy, right? Crazy. There is like a malaise going on. I do feel it. I do feel it in my bones. Although this article from last May, there's no record of an annual tax filings from the foundation since 2020, when it reported nearly $500,000 in revenue and said it didn't send any abroad. Huh. Really? Absence Minus says, evening, I am tired of hearing about shit. I want to hear about progress and success. I don't have any to report. That's the problem. I don't have any to report. They don't even have to work. Remarkably, the intranational welfare is not the only charity linked to Ohio Medicaid that's reportedly sending money overseas to fund a singing competition. The Nakshatra Foundation, connected to the Bravo Healthcare, which Ohio paid $600K, did the same and also said it's funding a school system in Nepal. The entire infrastructure propping up the third world nation of Bhutan is now directly tied to the Bhutanese refugees in the United States claiming to be disabled, triggering payments to their family members. The Global Bhutanese Hindu Organization, which reports $2.5 million in assets, is based in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Its chairman, Narad Adhikari, and its president, Kamal Dimmel, who founded a company called Melody Care, billed Medicaid $9 million. when the Global Bhutanese Hindu Organization. Oh, I understand. You were going to warn them, see if he calmed down, give him 5 minutes. But here's the thing: if they're going to, when they start calling me names and saying shit like that, I just go goodbye. I'm not going to deal with it. You can say I'm wrong, you can say I'm stupid, but you don't start calling me like scumbag and shit like that. I just go bye-bye then. I feel like you just feed us Fox shit. Fox shit is worthless. I disconnected from cable years ago. If I wanted a heaping plates of Fox shit, it's readily available. I'm sorry you feel that way, absent-minded. I don't get news just from Fox. I get the news from where it is. I don't know. Call your senators and tell them to vote for the Save America Act. It's a litmus test for real Americans. That guy in a fancy suit and fancy car didn't look disabled to me, not either. So, yeah. So this is what's going on. $344 million for one family. The business appears to earn money from astronomical proportions of fellow Bhutanese in Ohio. Can't go home again. See, they say they're refugees and they can't go home. No, I know. Normally, I let you guys handle that stuff over there, but you know, that guy was a little. That guy was extra. You know, that guy was, as the kids say, that guy was extra. The government knows this group doesn't have a monopoly or providing services. They are often providing them exclusively to fellow members of their ethnic group. The Nepalese-speaking Hindu minority in Bhutan was expelled by the Buddhist majority country leaders in the 90s and lived in refugee camps in Nepal until being resettled, mostly in North America. Yeah, they can't go home except for their vacations. Yeah, only a couple thousand were sent to Ohio. Not yet now, up to 30,000 individuals have settled in the greater Columbus area. Huh. How did they get in? Tell them to pay all the money back, and maybe we will let them stay, but in prison. That's a great, great idea. California, Iowa, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Dakota. If anyone's interested, I can post some results when the polls close. You can post, Joe, you can post the results. Definitely. Says, I've even seen Jim pull news out of his arse. I do. Sometimes I do. So they take our money and only serve their people. That's it. Ding, 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 ding. And to think I had to make my $344 million the hard way. Good. Yeah. Although in the beginning, people were resettled in different states and cities through the internal migration, Columbus now has the highest population outside of Bhutan. So basically, they didn't send them all to one place. Geez, tip over USA. It's crazy, right? Many of the home healthcare businesses based in Reynoldsburg were the BCO's former president now serves on the city council. BCCO has received $1.2 million in federal grants used for activities such as paying one Kamal Adhikari to teach refugees to grow cultural relevant greens. What? Teach them to grow culturally relevant greens. Don't they know what greens they want to grow? This is just nuts, man. Just nuts. Just nuts. Nuts, nuts. Nuts, 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 nuts. Nuts, 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 nuts. Just nuts. The welfare dependency has put enormous strain on the government's budget. Well, of course it has. Culturally relevant greens. Yeah, I'd like to know what that is. I guess that's the greenbacks. The greenbacks. A local paper reported on Election Day in November, Republicans swept all the races in Reynoldsburg and Hilliard. Soon Democrats will hold all elective office in the two Columbus area suburbs. Oh, yeah. Now they will, because they're using all the money for this to get all their refugees in there. Thank you, Roshan, for this amazing gift. Oh, yeah, gave his dad a car. Look at that. Oh.
Your parents raise you when you're young for free, and when they get old, you help them because you love them. Parents raise you when you're young for free, and when they get old, you help them because you love them, right?
Well, the government didn't pay me to do it. People see that as lucrative.
So I noticed that you guys have gotten $10 million in Medicaid.
Can't tell you anything.
What exactly goes into a home healthcare business? Home health, bond, horizon.
There's two. Home health.
I'm asking about the industry.
They don't need you guys. You guys are racist people.
Oh, look at that. Wow, what did that remind you of? Just like we saw in England when the guy got stabbed, they said, oh, he's racist. He's racist. Mm-hmm. He's racist. Oh, hey, Greg's back. Our troll's back on YouTube. Let me talk to him real quick. Jim, here's the latest factual crime data. American citizens commit the vast majority of crimes, accounting for more than 85 to 90% of all arrests. There's only one problem with that, Greg. Every major city controlled by Democrats does not track citizenship of the people they arrest. So how would you fucking know, Greg? How would you know, Greg? Huh? They never do. They're sanctuary places. They don't ask. California, Illinois, New York, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, Massachusetts. None of those places are allowed to ask immigration status. So how the fuck can you tell me that it's all American citizens when they don't even know who's a fucking American citizen or not, Greg? Huh, Greg? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Since Donald Trump's inauguration last year, Americans have been besieged with stories of rampant fraud and abuse in government programs. Huge segments of the population, mostly immigrant groups from low-trust societies, have enriched themselves at the expense of American taxpayers. They've stolen hundreds of billions of dollars from COVID relief funds and federal programs like Medicaid. If ripping off taxpayers were a contest, Somali refugees would be getting the gold medal. In Minnesota and Maine, Somalis have been accused of aggressively ripping off autism and early childhood education programs. Much of this has been presented as quid pro quo politics, in which Democrat politicians buy votes. But
yes, that is 100% correct, Boom Boom. If you track the populations in prison, because once they're in prison and ICE finds out about it and they find out their status, then they know. The federal government's federal prisons, U.S. federal prisons, all right, 40% of people in federal prison are illegal aliens, non-citizens, all right? You go to like Texas, it's 45% of people in Texas prisons are non-citizens. So people just quote these stuff. Greg is also too tarded to know that many brown people listed as white, so stats are questionable, to say the least. Yeah. I guess he ran away or something. I guess Greg ran away. This is crazy.
Turning a blind eye to scams perpetrated by their supporters. But what if I told you it was happening in red states too? My name is Luke Rosiak. I've been investigating fraud and abuse in the federal government for 20 years professionally. And what I'm about to show you is the worst waste and abuse of tax dollars I've ever seen. It's not in New York or California. It's smack in the middle of the country, in Ohio, under a program championed by the state's Republican governor and his hand-picked appointees.
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio is the capital city of America's 7th largest state by population. In 2024, Ohio went for Trump by a wide margin. It has a Republican governor and strong Republican majorities in its state house and Senate. Nestled along the banks of the Scioto River, Columbus has seen decades of quiet prosperity and steady population growth since the 1960s. Unlike the manufacturing loss, housing market troubles, and other financial pressures crippling many other large American cities, Columbus has been thriving. Beneath the surface, a lot of this prosperity may not be real after all. We obtained millions of long secret government payment records for Medicaid, the shared state and federal healthcare program for the poor. What we found shocked us. An endless stream of cookie-cutter home health companies collecting millions from taxpayers. For some of these companies, there were red flags hiding in plain sight. Ohio has asked for and received waivers from the federal government, allowing it to expand Medicaid to do things it was never intended to do, including very expansive services rendered in people's houses, services that aren't medical at all, like doing chores, cooking, cleaning, even just providing companionship and conversation. The idea was it was cheaper than putting people in a nursing home. But this homemaking category quickly outpaced every other Medicaid category we have data for, the actual medical stuff. The number of people who suddenly claimed to need these personal servants was just that large. It turns out that when there's a huge incentive to claim that you're infirm without actually having to move into a nursing home, a lot of people start claiming they're infirm. Over the last several years, federal spending on home health doubled in Ohio from about $500 million a year to $1 billion a year. Columbus has just over 6,000 residents 75 or older on Medicaid, the kind of folks who might need help doing chores or cooking a meal or getting ready in the morning. Just one landlord alone houses 300 home healthcare companies that build enough to provide each of those patients 1,000 home healthcare visits. Before you even step foot in one of these home care businesses, the signs of massive fraud are right in front of you in the numbers. Of the 5 buildings in Columbus with the most Medicaid companies, 3 are owned by the New Jersey-based Cordoba Real Estate Group.
Yeah, this is crazy, right? Hey, what's up, CJ and Cat? Great to see you. An Indian business owner was trying to screw my dad over durable medical equipment rentals covered by Medicare. Yeah. Laundering, trafficking, stew the pot for prison. Gitmo, something. You can read their minds. Yes, crazy.
LLC, registered by Israel Izzy Steinberg and Isaac Nassar, who lives in a $4.5 million mansion in New Jersey and showed off his sports car in one of his 2 airplanes online. Altogether, Cordoba Real Estate Group owned 7 buildings in the area during the time of the Medicaid payments released by the federal government. These 7 buildings are filled with nearly 300 Medicaid firms. Almost all the tenants in these buildings are Medicaid businesses.
That's right, Dan. It's not just the fraud. It's which politicians that are receiving donations that need more investigations. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why has Keith Ellison not been arrested yet? Can someone explain that to me? Why Keith Ellison is still walking around free as a bird? How is that possible? Free as a bird. How is that possible? He said, oh, they're investigating you. Well, give me a donation. I'll get them off you. And so he backed off the investigation into the smellies and he got a donation. That's straight up getting paid. Yet he's still walking around free.
Who provide low-skilled, usually non-medical care for elderly or disabled people. The front doors are open, but inside, the 7 massive complexes are as abandoned as a post-apocalyptic horror scene.
Now we found Horizon Home Healthcare. This received $5 million.
You guys hear this smoke detector beeping?
That is the owner. $5 million over a couple of years, but it's just a closet. There's nobody here.
Smoke detectors chirp for new batteries. Office doors have signs suggesting the owner is out to lunch, even though the mail has been piling up. It's as if months ago, a supernatural phenomenon whisked all life away without warning.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? The donations keep the fraud going. It feeds it and allows it. I think there may be a special place in hell for these people. How about we don't have to send them to hell? How about we just send them back to their home country? Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just garnish all their shit, take everything that they own, all the money, confiscate the buildings, confiscate their planes, confiscate everything, and just send them back. Send them back. Have a nice day. If the federal government was sent to the local government to investigate fraud, U.S. Marshals, something should happen. Catapults. We can catapult them back. Yeah, that would be the most efficient way. There's catapults. There's also another thing that comes to mind. We could give them all rides. Free of charge, of course. We wouldn't charge them. We're not communists. We're not like the CCP or the Soviets where we would make them give us, like they would charge people for the cost of the, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't make their family pay us the cost of the bullet or nothing like that. We would free of charge. If hell is a destination, can we make the travel arrangements? Maybe.
The United States government is under the impression that all these buildings hold thriving businesses. In all, Cordoba houses 288 businesses registered with Medicaid, which charged taxpayers more than $250 million between 2018 and 2024. They made Medicaid claims using billing codes that are essentially unverifiable because the service happens in the privacy of a patient's home. The businesses have been established as if by machine, with some sharing identical signs. As one sign explained, the home Medicaid businesses don't often provide health care at all. They provide, quote, companionship and conversation. Right next to that sign held a piece of paper claiming, of course, we're on break right now. In the Cordoba office building at 1425 East Dublin Granville Road, we finally located a business suite with somebody in it, GC Home Healthcare LLC. Asked how he recruits employees, he said employees and patients come as a package. 70% of the employees are just being paid to spend time with their own family members.
The patients, like, they have someone in their family that has, the qualifications to be an aide, CPR and everything. So they just come together. They say, yeah, well, I got approval from my doctor.
After getting a note from the doctor vouching for the elder's need for personal services. The family member of an elderly person isn't set up to bill Medicaid, so a company stands in the middle.
I mean, we're just taking a small cut because, they pay us and then we pay them their hours.
He said the number of hours depends on a doctor's recommendation, but it's often an hour a day.
Like, do you expect them to take time off work just to take care of those? I mean, there has to be some sort of benefit.
I asked him why people wouldn't simply help their aging parents with basic tasks out of human decency.
Well, the government didn't pay you to do it. I mean, people see that as lucrative, so they just jump on it.
In another Cordoba building at 2700 East Dublin, there are 80 companies which collectively bill $73 million to Medicaid and receive $23 million from the state of Ohio. 11 companies billed more than $1 million apiece. 2 claim Suite A alone, Continental Home Healthcare Incorporated, led by Dekwa Mohammed, which billed $15 million, and Dynamic Home Healthcare, owned by Saeed Ahmed, who billed $10 million. Bernard Kunoda's Buckeye Health Agency charged $15 million. Down the hall is Omega Home Healthcare Services, which charged taxpayers $11 million. A flyer says it provides services like hair care and homemaking, like cleaning and bed making. Omega was incorporated by Mohammed A. Jama in 2011. Now, Jama founded a newspaper called the Somali Post and runs a trucking company. He apparently found time to do all that and raise 9 children while earning millions of dollars in Medicaid payments on the side. The Medicaid money came so easily that when he ran for state senate as the Democratic nominee in 2024, his multi-million-dollar home healthcare business didn't even get a mention in his biography. Jama came to the United States as a refugee seeking a better life, it said. Now, just 25 years later, he is part of the true American dream, where freedom, opportunity, and hard work can give any American a chance to achieve. Jama lost to a Republican. He previously ran in the Democrat primaries for the Ohio House of Representatives in 2020 and 2022. His campaigns were funded by the taxpayer via 44 donations from home healthcare companies or their owners, and 24 from learning centers or their owners. In August, Omega underwent a routine audit by the Franklin County's independent auditor, which found it impossible that they were providing at least some of the services they claimed. On the same day that Omega said it went to people's houses to take care of them, hospitals also billed Medicaid because those people were receiving inpatient care there. The auditor noted, quote, Omega declined to submit an official response. The auditor simply recommended that Omega refund $1,000 to cover the cases where Medicaid's own data conclusively proved the impossibility of home visits. As for the millions of dollars in other claims, the program would simply keep taking Omega's word for it. At 1415 East Dublin Granville Road, 22 companies billed taxpayers more than $20 million, even though the building appears virtually deserted. Pick a few doors at random, and you'll find the industry is a get-rich-quick scheme for people who oftentimes are the last ones you'd want put in charge of health. Let's pick the door that says, True Home Healthcare LLC, out for a quick break. The company's owner is listed in Medicaid records as Mamusu Kanu. According to public records, she has a slew of criminal infractions, including theft, assault, and malicious wounding, as well as civil judgments and tax liens. True Home Healthcare received $100,000 in December 2023 alone despite having only 15 patients, according to newly released federal data. Kanu was charged with felony aggravated assault in Virginia and convicted of theft in Columbus in 2004, 2005, and 2006. In a phone interview, Mamusu Sue Kanu denied that she had a criminal record.
Even if I do, it doesn't have anything to do with nobody. They certify you before you do anything.
She's suggesting that the government knew and didn't have a problem with her criminal background. And from what we've seen in our investigation, she's probably right. Incorporation documents don't list Kanu's name, only a man named Aliou Conte. Conte has faced 30 charges in Franklin County Court alone, including for endangering children. They faced foreclosure in Columbus immediately before opening their Medicaid business. The couple have been partners in crime for decades. On December 12, 2004, both Kanu and Conte were charged with theft in Columbus. Conte told the Daily Wire,
Yes. Yeah, what's it say? Not that Karen says, my ex had a stroke 15 years after we divorced. His mom had home health aides come in and they stole a nice camera and towels. Of all things, towels. They were nice towels. People will steal stuff, man. They'll steal the stupidest shit they think they can get away with. That's just the craziest thing. Greedy always get caught. Well, they're super greedy, I rule. So let's see, hopefully. 100% of illegal aliens commit crimes. That's true. They do. 100% of the time. 100%. The demon rats protect these people. They do because they're getting kickbacks. They vote for them. It's like a whole fucking circle of bullshit, man. It's like, Jesus, man. I mean, seriously. I would really like to see what happens if we just stopped paying anything. Like 1 year in America where they don't pay out any shit like this. Just the only thing that the federal government pays is Social Security payments to people who are actually the actual citizens getting Social Security, Medicare, just the military. That's it. You know, nothing else. Nothing. Fuck them hoe-ass roads. Fuck that school, fuck them hoe-ass schools that don't need the money anyway because the property taxes are supposed to pay for schools anyway. So why is the federal government doing anything? That's why they're fighting us so hard. Yeah. This all has to stop. This is crazy stuff.
I do have a lot of records.
But the Ohio Department of Medicaid is fine with that, he said.
I put in my application, the government, Medicaid, Medicare, they check, they see all my history, and they approve the business to operate.
Now, Conte had a roster of fake names that he would give to the police, such as Osman Kanu and Gabise Gabla, leading to multiple fraud convictions.
That way I cannot be arrested with I knew I was driving on hospital suspended license.
The thing is, the government is not just blind to wrongdoing that should be disqualifying in this field. It's going out of its way to provide special help and actually enable these immigrant business owners. In 2012, the Ohio Nursing Board permitted Conte to become a nurse under a probationary agreement that acknowledged his repeated fraud and violent tendencies. The probationary licensure was contingent on his meeting certain terms, including being honest, disclosing his employers to the nursing board, and refraining from crimes. He did none of those. He was convicted of DUIs in September 2014 and November 2014. When he submitted an application to review his nursing license in 2016, he falsely said he hadn't been convicted of any crimes and that he was unemployed, even though he was in fact working as a nurse. His license was suspended in July 2017. Now, in September 2017, Conte told the nursing board he intended to seek alcohol dependency treatment and regretted his actions. Just 8 days later, he was arrested for DUI yet again. Conte also reported having a prior history of cocaine use, a January 2018 deal with the nursing board said. The deal said his license would be suspended through at least January 2019 and required him to submit to drug and alcohol tests, which he then failed, claiming it was a momentary relapse. In January 2020, he was reinstated as a nurse, subject to permanent limits, unless otherwise approved in advance by the.
But this is just crazy. I don't want to play this guy's whole thing. This is Luke Rosiak. I played probably way too much of it as it is. But this stuff is insane. This stuff has to stop. This cannot continue like this. It cannot continue like this. Here's some good news. Here we go. Good news. The White House Correspondents Association sets July 24th date for a new dinner. Yeah, who's surprised? Yeah, reinstated. Can you guys hear this? No. The White House Correspondents Association dinner announced that it would be hosting a new event July 24th. The fraud is at least 80% Democrat, maybe 20% Republican. I don't even know what it is, honestly. I'm just saying that there's just tons of fraud. I don't trust any of them. It's an excellent report. It is. When others harmed, why so kind to abuser? Yeah, I don't know. The April event took place at the Hilton, but ended abruptly after a guy broke through in the new ballroom. No, the new ballroom is not going to be done until 2028, I believe, 2027, 2028. I want to thank the board members for the time they came with this decision. This event will be significantly enhanced safety measures. So, yeah, so they moved it. No wonder the U.S. is up to its eyeballs in debt. Yeah, it's crazy. And then John Fetterman says that he supports Trump's ballroom, and he's shocked that Democrats doubt the last assassination attempt. I love the Fetter monster. I'm a big fan of the Fetter monster.
Immediately after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, you had posted something about the ballroom and it needed to be for security purposes. And I've seen you do this more than once, that you fall perfectly into a worldwide or global conversation. Do you notice that you're doing that, or are you just saying what you mean and what comes to your heart at that moment in time?
So I know we were both at that, and now more than a third of my party thinks that was a hoax. Like that's wild. I mean, everyone was there. You could confirm like that was real in the middle of that, and the first assassination where he was hit in the head, that was in my state, and how crazy, how dangerous, and how awful that was, and half an inch over to the left, that could have been a Zapruder tape, and that could have plunged our nation into untold chaos. And now here we were back again at that event, and walking in, it takes 30 minutes to get to the table. You could confirm how crowded it is there. And I'm thinking, I said hello to Speaker Johnson and Secretary Rubio and other ones. And I'm like, the entire line of succession is, in a room not much bigger than where we were shooting this. Now, if anyone remembers the Oklahoma bombing, if they had enough time to plan something in one of those rooms, and who knows, that could have a decapitation danger. So that's why it's like, there should be a secure facility like a ballroom.
You got a lot of praise in the moment for saying that. Do you see that feedback?
Well, I don't know if, wherever the praise, but for me, like, he could start it today. It's not going to be finished by the time his term's up. So it's like that phrase where, planting a tree that you're not going to sit under the shade of, that kind of thing. So it's a facility that's necessary. Anyone that's been at those kinds of events at the house, it's under, a tent, and people, wearing shoes unlike yours, in the mud and in the grass and that thing. It's just not, that's just not what's appropriate for a nation like ours. So I don't spend any time thinking about it, but that was affirming, saying, why not just why are we arguing about it? And it's kind of driven by like this TDS idea. Presidents of both parties have changed the White House. That doesn't mean it should be so divisive.
Wow. See, the Fetter monster, he's all right. Fetterman talks a good game, especially when the truth is obvious, but when it counts, he votes demon rat. Yeah, he does. Why don't you make dinner for your nasty feet? What? I don't know what that means. I want to go back to this. Gundam Zig says, Liam took out Katie Did's channel. He said he's going after that Star Wars girl Anna next. Yeah, he also said he's going after the Ministry of Dude. He's going to go after Cynic's channel. He's going to go after a bunch of channels. There's a guy who's from Australia who I was friendly with, and I thought this was before all this happened. I just can't be friends with him anymore. I can't be associated with him because he couldn't. People are making fun of him. There are people making fun of him being mean and stuff, but you can't strike channels for that. And you can't try to take people's channels down. And he just did. He took somebody's channels down. And Katie's Did's channel wasn't even making fun of him. Katie's Did's channel was just clipping other people talking about him. And so he took her channel down instead of the people that were actually doing the talking. Wild. Very wild. Very wild. Fetterman still didn't vote for the Save America Act. Don't let him fool you. Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody voted. No, I think Fetterman actually did vote. Fetterman did vote to advance it, or voted to advance something with, I could swear he did. He wore his good hoodie for that interview. This dude reminds me of Chip Roy. He talks a good game, but then does nothing. Yeah, I'm not saying it's breaking the hostage situation at Chase. What happened? I had it. I covered it, but we didn't hear anything else. I covered the story. Democrats' way of keeping the troops in line. Notice who's no longer there. Joe Manchin, former Arizona Senator, Sinema, Kirsten Sinema. Yeah. Read it again. Read what again? Read what again? Read what again? Read what again? Cinema. Kirsten Sinema. Yeah. Yeah, we ditched Chip Roy. I hope Trump plans something every weekend in the ballroom when it's done. Actually, don't use the Oval Office meetings too. I don't know what you were talking about. What the F? Read it again. Fetterman opposes parts of the SAVE Act. Does he? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was. I thought he said it. I thought he said he was for voter ID. I don't know. Kind of crazy that the Satanist Democrat is the guy who stroked out right before being elected. It is, isn't it? That's crazy. Always have to watch how they vote. Yeah. White House Correspondents' Dinner rescheduled for July 24th after the shooting. Just my comment about the troll. Oh. Oh, hey, why don't you go? Oh, hey, troll, why don't you go? Okay, I didn't see the troll. I didn't know what that was. Hey, troll, why don't you go make dinner for with your nasty ass feet? Okay. All right, never mind. I get it now. I got it now. I didn't see the troll part. Fetterman is a Democrat, but name another Democrat that votes conservative. There's none. Yes to the ID, but no to the other parts. That's right. Make sure you hit the like button. So they're rescheduling the dinner. Oh, he pled guilty to it.
But we now know that he has pled not guilty to these 4 federal charges against him. That includes allegedly attempting to assassinate the president. And they're also claiming a deadly assault or an attempted assault on a federal officer, Chanel. So we now have his not guilty plea. We've also learned that discovery will be beginning soon. And the real big thing that's happening here, though, is that his lawyers are trying to argue that Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro, and potentially the entire D.C. office should be disqualified from this case. Because of the way they've been presenting in the media, they have said that they are potentially alleged targets of this attack. So this is an important argument that they're making here. They say that they want to get a bit more information, but that will be the big issue. Can this case even move forward in D.C. with these same prosecutors?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's interesting that he's pleading not guilty. We don't really have a motive, right? We only have that manifesto.
That's right. And I mean, his lawyers are, of course, sort of pushing back on that. Does that even show motive? Did he even send this email, Vlad? So we don't quite know what happened here. But really, the big issue now is how will this case move forward?
But so I guess my question is, I don't understand how someone can plead not guilty when we all saw him run into the room with a long gun and, according to police, take shots. And help the ordinary person who's watching this, like me, say, wait a second, yeah, you're not guilty in a court of law. I understand how the Constitution works, but it's kind of a stretch for somebody to say, I didn't do what you're seeing me do on video.
I mean, and especially when you were one of the people who were in that room when this happened. But, everyone has the right to the presumption of innocence, and they are claiming that he is not guilty to these particular charges. I don't think they can deny that he was at the hotel, that he ran towards that magnetometer, that he was holding the gun, anything we see on video, but they are going to say, no, he was not attempting to assassinate the president. No, he was not doing these charges that you are claiming that he did.
Gotcha. Okay, lots to follow here. Katrina Kaufman, thank you.
We begin with breaking news out of California. Reports of a man with a bomb allegedly strapped to his body. Police say the suspect has taken at least one hostage at a Chase Bank in downtown Bakersfield. That is about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. CBS News' Carter Evans is following the latest developments with this right now. So, Carter, what's happening?
Well, we're watching this video come into our newsroom, and police have told us they are actively negotiating right now. There's at least one hostage. They say the suspect is a man, and as you said, he may have a bomb strapped to his body. Now, over the radio, we could hear someone talking about a subject coming into the bank yelling, "Everyone stay down on the ground," and that it looked like the suspect may have rigged a tripwire to the hostage's legs. Streets around the area are closed. Evacuations are in progress right now. We understand FBI negotiators are headed to the scene from here in Los Angeles. They should be in Bakersfield within the hour. Juliet.
All right, we'll continue to follow this. Carter Evans. Carter, thank you.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. So, looking at this, Schiff says Trump's retreat from the weaponization fund is tactical. He's not giving up. So, Schiff says that it's just a tactical retreat. It's not they're giving up.
All right, up front now, let's go to Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of California, as promised. And Senator, I appreciate your time. So I just want to start with this fund, because I know you were introducing the bill today, right, that would block the $1.8 billion fund that would go to people that Trump says were wrongly prosecuted. That could include January 6th convicted participants. Do you believe that Trump's attempt for this fund is over, that it's really gone?
No, I don't. I think this is a tactical retreat. He wanted this to be part of the reconciliation bill that we're taking up this week, which is really supposed to be focused from the Republican point of view on more billions for ICE and CBP, but was weighted down first by $1 billion for the ballroom and then by $1.8 billion for a slush fund. So I think this is just Trump saying, okay, I'm not going to include it in this bill, but I'm not giving up on this idea. I think the courts also helped force his hand, at least temporarily. The court's putting a pause on this. But this is the most brazen act of self-dealing corruption we have seen yet, at a time when, as your last clip demonstrated, the economy is really struggling. People are struggling. The cost of living is way too high. And American people want the president and Congress to be focused on that, not enriching himself and his cronies.
So, Senator, I mentioned the face-to-face with Mike Johnson, which appears to have been important, that meeting between Trump and the speaker. Because obviously, if this were your bill and Democrats who are against the fund, Trump could have cared less and he would have gone ahead with it, right? I mean, it was Republicans who turned on him that forced his hand, as you say, for now, right? But that included the leader of the Senate, John Thune. He had made it clear that he was against this. And, look, I know this is a question that over the years I've probably asked you multiple times, but I am curious in the context of people like Thomas Massie and Cassidy and Cornyn, as to whether you believe Republican lawmakers that anything shifted, that they're going to actually start standing up to him on other things as well.
Well, I do think as we get closer to the midterms and as Republicans start to fear their own voters more than they fear the president, you will see more independence. But I don't think we're seeing a seismic shift. I also wouldn't overstate Speaker Johnson's role in at least temporarily putting a pause on the slush fund. Johnson has been nothing but a rubber stamp for Donald Trump. I think hearing Senate Republicans speak out, and not just privately, which we've heard many times in the past, but publicly, and talk about what a shameful and stupid political exercise this is, I think that was far more responsible for this tactical retreat. I would like to think Republicans are at a sea change, but we have been disappointed so many times in the past. So we'll see. The time will tell.
Interesting, though, that you see it much more from the Senate, the pressure there, than from the speaker. I want to ask you about something.
All right. That's good. Well, that's good. But then I hope it's just a tactical retreat. I hope they're not done. Adam Schiff and the other Democrats tore his countries apart. Yeah, they all suck. Arturo is doom scrolling, looking. Okay. What is a shift head? I don't know. Any clips on Tina Peters? I haven't seen anything on Tina Peters. I do have a video I want to show you guys. Check this out. This is funny. This will make you laugh. This woman's 25 years old. She's been driving her car for weeks, sweating miserable because her air conditioner isn't working. Finally, she takes it to a dealership and they ask her if she hit the AC button. She hasn't. That was the problem. She didn't turn her fucking AC on. These people vote. Decades of research shows that this is a problem. We have people who are just dumb voting. Check this out. This is crazy.
Yes, I did bring my car into the dealership yesterday, and I said, my air conditioner is not working. He said, let me come take a look. So he gets in my car, he presses some things, and he said, listen, I know it's not a hot day and all, but this thing is blasting cold air at me. I said, there's no way. There's no way. I've spent the last 2 weeks sweating, profusely sweating in my car. This thing's broken. He said, did you try pressing the AC button? I said, no, I didn't know I had to press a button. I just thought I put it on cold. It was going to blow cold air at me. And that's new to me. So I'm 25. You learn something new every day.
You learn something new every day. You got to put the AC on to make it cold. Douglas says, I can fix her. Well, she's still young. She's 25. Any senator who wanted a slush fund for them but are complaining about this one needs to be primary and removed. You ain't kidding. Pelosi had a lush fund. Yes, she did. Filter. Yeah. Yep. There was one other thing. Oh, yeah, this. So this popped up. I got an alert on my phone. FBI agents cooperating with multiple federal and state local partners executed a series of multi-agency operations across multiple states. These large-scale actions targeted financial fraud, violent crime networks, and extensive drug trafficking rings. So here. Wait, no, that's not new. None of this is new. Why would you alert me on my fucking phone that this just happened? I'm sorry. I got an alert on my phone, a fucking alert on my phone showing me that I got an alert saying this happened. That, oh my God, the FBI just did a bunch of raids. And I can't, and this is coming up just shit from a while ago. I feel like a dummy now. I feel like a big dummy. Make her change a tire. Do I have a filter on? What do you mean? On my face? No, why? Why would I? What do you mean? A filter on me? Or an air filter? What are you talking about? Turtle Boy, 25. I can fix her even at my age. I think they said Tina Peters is taking a few weeks to recover her health. That's what I thought I heard, that she was staying away. Did she read the owner's manual? No. A lot of cars. Here's the thing, too, Pat Hag. I found out some cars don't even come with a manual. They come with a disc that you're supposed, like a DVD or something, or that you're supposed to put in a computer. They don't even come with the paper manual anymore. It's crazy. I had to rotate tires in my driveway before Dad would let me take the car. That's not crazy. I look a little washed out. Is it because of my light? Is it the light washing me out? Is that better? It's the light. I think it's the light. Maybe it's the light. I don't know. Could be. I think it's the light. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the light. I don't know. Depends on where I am. She was in a war room yesterday and looked fine. See, I don't know that because I heard. I mean, I can shut the light off. Let me tell you, is this better? Is that better? Now you're just getting the light off the TV reflecting on my glasses and stuff like that. That's why I have that light. You have a pool, you should be more tanned. I don't have time to lay around in the pool, though. That's the problem. I wish I could just lay around in the pool. I'm too busy doing stuff. I had no AC, but no friends, family to help either most of my life. Learning is just by yourself is just as bad. Better? All right. Paint the room orange. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's just a ring light. Maybe I should do something different with it. I don't know. The entrance exam. Book Critical Thinker books not closed. Anti-ice rider crashed out hard during an argument.
My name is Chairman Africa of the Black Panther Party in New Jersey. No, I asked you if you supported ICE. If you came out because you supported ICE. If you support people that run around kidnapping people off the streets, that speaks to you. What kind of person?
What do you mean kidnapping? I mean,
Kidnapping.
these people have committed crimes.
Who told you they committed crimes?
8 U.S. Code
Who told you
1325 and
they
comprehensive
committed
violation.
crimes?
What do you mean?
Who told you? That's why you come with security. And if I start whooping your ass, they're gonna come help you. I'm talking to you.
Why violence? Why do we resort to violence?
You're a fucking piece of shit. You're standing here lying for the police, for the pigs. You're lying.
You're the one who wanted to talk to me. You wanted to talk to me.
Because I wanted to find out who you was. And you was too scared to say you was a racist piece of shit. You were scared.
I'm not racist.
If he wasn't here, I'd take your ass down and whoop your ass. That's what I would do.
Resort to violence.
No, it is. Yo, this is violence. This is violence. A concentration camp is violence.
What is
the
a concentration
police
camp?
is violence. Me whooping your ass is what you deserve for being a piece of shit.
Wow. That's crazy, isn't it? There's people like that. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, here, a Texas Senate race. This is important to watch. Yeah. Did my share of stupid stuff. Blessed to be alive. Maybe a diffuser on the front of the light. Maybe I should get a diffuser. I don't know. I'm not that. It sounds just like that other guy. It's crazy. A recorded sermon catches JimTellsYou comparing unborn children to tapeworms and parasites who should have no legal rights. He claims Christianity is a feminist religion that justifies abortion. This is the moderate Democrat preacher running for Senate. Just so you know.
The disagreement about the legality of abortion is not a disagreement about life. It's a disagreement about personhood. No one disagrees that an embryo is biologically alive. We each have trillions of living organisms inside of us right now as we sit and talk in this sanctuary. So the question is an embryo a legal person whose rights trump those of a woman? I don't know many people who would seriously answer yes to that question. Legal personhood evolves with life, and life is change without clear or definite boundaries. But the only way we can allow the rights of an embryo to trump the rights of a woman is if we believe a woman is not a full person. And let me remind you that that has been the default belief throughout most of human history. Being Christian and being pro-choice are absolutely consistent because Christianity is a feminist religion.
Wow. Telrico is many things. Moderate ain't one of them. Yep, he's a freako, all right. He is a freak. Oh. Well, everybody, we didn't hit the goal for a second additional hour. We're 90 away. So I think we're going to call it a night. I'm very upset. Any idea who you want off the list? Whoever you want, go ahead and pick anybody. I don't care. Go ahead and set it up right now. We're ending the show. I want to thank everybody who's been here. I don't see anybody live on Rumble to raid. So I might pop on. I'm going to send everybody over to Cynic's show. They're talking about the striking stuff going on. I'm going to go over there because I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to send everybody over there. If you go over there and hang out, you'll see me. I just have to take the dog out and go to the bathroom, and then I'll be on with Cynic. FFS. Yeah, I'm going to go over to FFS. I'll see you guys over there if you want to go. Thanks for being here. Please remember to hit like, please subscribe, and come back tomorrow for Jim to tell you the news.